Werribee Centrals versus Bannockburn. You may be aware we've had an issue with an injured player, looks like a broken leg, but unfortunately was having some serious issues with consciousness, and it's only as I speak the ambulance is leaving the ground. At this particular stage, officials have agreed that game will continue under normal conditions, so we're looking at something around a 6 o'clock finish. If they think that's going to be difficult, they'll review perhaps some shorter quarters in the second half. But at this stage, the game's going to commence very, very shortly. Players are just moving to position now, and we're going to get underway, as I said, under normal conditions, at least for the first half, and it'll probably be reviewed at half-time. Gentlemen, it's been a long time. We're officially 1 hour and 40 minutes past scheduled starting time. Is it going to make a difference to how this game's played?
Nah, look, I don't think so. The players will get down to it now. They know that they've got to take up where they would have been probably that time ago, Rob. So it's just a matter of getting out now, getting on with business, and trying to make sure that they put their best foot forward. As I said, tonight we'll have one side maybe undefeated. We never know. We might have a draw yet. So but it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out. And as I said, I'm looking forward to the game. And seeing two sides that are both 3 and zip. Doesn't matter what they've done or who they've beaten. They've been able to win games of football. And now it comes down to this. So it'll be an interesting start to the game.
Grubby's still not set, doing his very important round the ground. So the players are now in position. Umpires are in the centre of the ground. We're, as I said, 1 hour and 41 minutes now past the scheduled time. The umpire has the ball aloft. Dale Smith, get us into it.
So siren about to start here at Simel Oval, and first quarter action about to take place. Conifine Hotel, first quarter action. Ball goes up in the middle of the ground. Both ruckmen, they both run under it. Measures, comes out of the centre, tries to pick the ball up, and he is tackled straight away. Umpire will come in.
Ball it up.
Yep, no prior opportunity there.
Belpost Hill 130, Anarchy 20, North 38, Thompson 64, and West 48, East 58.
So a good contest there. Ruckman go at it again. The ball's tapped down there by Daly. Ball comes out, ends up in the hands of Miller. Goes across the ground. Marcus taken out the other side of the ground, this time by Jervis. Jervis goes quickly by foot, finds Robinson in space by himself, looking for the option into the forward line. Goes in that direction towards Broman. Good spoil from behind. Again, they got the handball. He's got the ball, comes out in the contest. Now the player lies over the top. Will he be called for sitting over the top of it? No. Broman tries to work his way out of that contest, and this time the ball won't come out. Umpire was in very quickly again, so we're going to have another ball up forward pocket this time. Just said Pat Daly, big boy, Grubby.
Yeah, young kid from from Ararat, good kid.
Yep, ball thrown up in the forward line. This time it's Miller who palms the ball down, retrieved, kicked out of the defence by the Werribee side, into the hands there of Miles. Goes long out towards the half-forward line. Johnson leads in the race for the ball and picks it up now. Tackled there by Parsons. Tried to get rid of the ball. Ball goes over the boundary line. Throw in on the far side. And a centre wing position. We're going to have a throw-in to take place.
They've got to deliver the ball to Johnson in the air where he's got a decided height advantage against Tommy Parsons.
So ball thrown back in. Big Goff going doing the ruck work, Grubb. So he takes the ball out of the contest, handballs over the top. Prismal runs onto it, gets through the contest. Lou on the left boot, goes into the forward line, coming across Ladgrove, intercepts Mark, takes it, has a player running wide. Ignores that one, goes straight down the middle. Peters is the target. He takes a mark, had the mark, then put it down again. Daly over the top, loses his feet to below the knees, he said. So free kick will go to the ruckman for Werribee, and Pat Daly now in the centre of the ground. Hands off, and again the ball goes forward, goes out wide to Leon's in front. Mark is taken out there, so we'll go back. And he'll put Werribee into attack further. Goes quickly. Good little quick kick into the forward line. Coming through. Stewart on hands and knees. Got the handball away. Favours the Werribee side. Tackle is made. Again, they continue to work forward through Miller. Kicks the ball along the ground. Picked up there. Again, Stevenson. Not clean disposal. Goes outside. Jervis. Running player who has James. James goes back on the right. Taps it on the ground. Handballs over the top. Goes to Parsons. Runs back and gets it again. Now he's running out of options. So decides just to kick the ball long. Stevenson leads in the race for the ball. He holds his feet and stays up. Moves further afield. Will put it out in front of Broman, who's running back towards goal. Can he get to the mark? Yes, he will, and he will take it and go back and shoot for goal. So Heathbuck did everything right there. He was in front, but unfortunately the ball going over the top with a flight, and Broman the first to go back and see the ball.
Look, I don't like to pick you up either, Smitty, but Heathbuck's on his 11th can. That's Chaddy's son, mate.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry. And Bryman goes in and he kicks the first goal of the afternoon. So it's late in the day, but we have our first goal on the board. It's taken 3 minutes. Bannockburn are one straight goal. They lead Werribee Centrals, who are yet to score. 3 minutes gone. First quarter. Come on to Fiend Hotel. First quarter scoreboard.
Well, that was brilliant football, Bannockburn. And they showed us just how well they're going to play. They're going to be a good side. All we've got to try and work out is how good Werribee going to be. But in the reserves, the wind was to where Bannockburn's kicking now. But it's been so long, and as happens in Werribee quite often, I think the wind's dropped a bit, so shouldn't be too much advantage, I don't think.
Okay, we're back in the centre. Cole for Bannockburn and Daly for the Werribee side. Up into the ruck, the ball comes down. It's Fama runs onto it for Werribee. For Bannockburn, he can't get it. Bumbles out of his hands. Prismal kicks long down the forward line, looking for Goff. Punched away from him, running onto the ball cleverly for Bannockburn as Spiller. He can't control it. The pack develops. The ball's bobbling around underneath. The umpire's letting it go. It's not going too far. It comes over the back of the patch. Watts punches it out, gets it across to Ladgrove. He kicks across and finds Stewart in the opposite back pocket for Bannockburn. Players running everywhere. One of them is Matt James. He gets a handball and, as normal, kicks long down the wing looking for Miller. Miller's in amongst a couple of... Coming through the pack really hard was Measures. He can't control the ball. It's Prismal again for Bannockburn. For Werribee. Quick little tap across. And
it's on in the pocket.
We've got
It is on in the pocket.
Bit of a melee on in the forward pocket, about 50 or so metres further round from where the umpire has the ball. But there will be a boundary throw in there. There's no umpire at the scene. Oh, yes, there's one of the umpires has gone back to the scene, settled things down.
We've waited 2 hours to play football and they decide to punch on.
No ruckman touches the ball. Measures comes through. He's tackled immediately, going nowhere.
Ball it up.
The umpire will ball it up. We're right on centre wing. Bannockburn 1 goal, 6. Werribee nothing at this particular stage. 3 minutes into the first quarter. Tackled again is Measures. Again, not going anywhere. We'll have a secondary ball up on the centre wing. Up it goes Daly again and Cole. Cole gets it across very nicely to Fama. Fama uses his strength, breaks the tackle, gets it across quickly to Lincoln Peters. He kicks an old-fashioned torp down the line looking for Broman. The umpire's deemed he's been pushed in the back by his opponent, Buck. And Broman will have his second possession now, his first being a goal, and he's going to kick from 52 metres with a little zephyr at his back, and I reckon he's backing himself to kick this.
He is too, and I can't believe that decision because he never used his hands.
No,
he used
did
his
not.
body. You're allowed to use your body unless he was a touch early.
Yes, he's very fortunate to have this, but he's going to take advantage of it. He goes around the player on the mark as he's allowed to these days. Kicks long and straight for his second, his team's second. 2 goals, 12. Werribee Central's no score with 3.5 minutes into the first quarter.
Well, you asked me before the game. It seems like an eternity ago now. You asked me, how long do they leave Chad Buck on Broman? Guess what? They stop now. They put Anthony down there, and Anthony roughs him up a little bit because he's a little bit like that. I think you've got to put young Zach Anthony on him right now.
The funny part about that was a brilliant kick that set up the first goal for Broman, and he was probably unfairly treated by the umpire for the second, so he's probably done nothing wrong at this stage, but psychologically, 2 goals in 3.5 minutes.
The only thing he did wrong there was maybe the ball just a bit too far.
He might have been within 5 metres.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that.
Ball back in the middle of the ground again. This time it's Cole that brings the ball out of the middle, goes towards the centre forward position. Henderson in front. Ball gets the contest, picked up. Robertson got himself out of it. Had a handball option to go to Fama, ignored it. Now it goes back inside, put a bit of pressure on. Goes to Perkins, looked outside, and that's a nice kick. And Dan Measures takes a mark. And again, another player in range here can kick the distance, so he can go back and shoot for their third. And this would be a good start for the Bannockburn side.
This is always a pretty hard shot from here.
So Measures now, he'll kick from just outside 50. He's not going to do what Jack Broman did, although he gets a little couple of metres and he goes low, he goes flat, and it will go straight through because Blake Miller just pulled his hand down. So Dan Measures now has his first goal of the afternoon, and that is the third for Bannockburn. There's 3 straight goals, and Werribee are yet to score. 7.5 minutes gone. First quarter. Come on to Fiend Hotel. First quarter scoreboard.
Well, they've gone bang, 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 and Werribee have got no idea how to play this side at the moment. Bannockburn decided last week at half-time they'll bring their best. They'll bring their best right from the start. I'll tell you, there could be a problem too. Over those blokes over there, James Cations, Gavo, Jared, they've been waiting for so long. They'll run out of grog. They bring their own. They'll have to come and buy some from the club, you tight Alice.
Bit of inexperience by Daly there. Couldn't get himself under the flight on the line. Miller was able to keep him out. He contests the ruck to Cole. Fama gets the ball, kicks it almost out of mid-air down to the forward line. 2 fists from Werribee punch it away. Quick little hand pass. Measures wins the ball. He hand passes further on. Broman comes out to meet the ball. Can't quite pick it up. Bundled out of the way by a couple of Werribee defenders. So Buck has won that contest. Caused a neutral, and we're going to have a ball up about 20 metres out directly in front of Bannockburn's goal. They need 3 goals, 18-0 on the Common Nafoon scoreboard.
Ball is thrown up at that full forward position. Broman tries to get through. Miller tried to take it out. Ball comes out in the contest, and it's going to be trying to get out there by Carlton. His ball is cleared out of defence now. They go back towards centre wing. Numbers are with Bannockburn. Just need a favourable bounce. Ladgrove leads in the race for the ball. Looks at his options. He goes back inside. Nice looking kick. Fama comes up, takes a mark, doesn't waste any time. Around he goes and goes back to the pocket. Miller in front. Ball, good contest from behind. Jai Robinson is the bloke front and centre square to the contest. Unfortunately couldn't pick the ball up, and the ball runs over the boundary line, throw in to take place.
I just wonder about accountability. Nathan Johnson should not have to be chasing Joey Fama. There's got to be an on-baller there to pick up a loose forward.
So ball thrown back in the forward pocket. Miller doing the ruck work. Puts it out the back towards Middleton. He got the ball. He's tackled, brought down. Broman had it. He released the ball. Goes towards Henderson. They keep the ball running alive. And again, this time it's tapped in front of Pettit from the Werribee side. Kept it in the back pocket. Changes his direction and goes out. Long outside looking for Goff. Over the top. Couldn't take the mark at ground level. Picked up there. And it was
he
Yates.
threw that. He threw
and
that.
The ball has come out. Umpire said, you picked it, Grub. He says a free kick going to Vickers of Bannockburn. So Vickers now with the ball outside their forward 50. But again, another attacking opportunity for the Bannockburn side.
Stay off, Jamesy, if you want to. Stay off for a while, mate.
The big fella Daly's got himself down there. Miller's in there. And now again, an uncontested mark. And he will go back now and shoot for their fourth. So Blake Miller with an opportunity for his first of the afternoon. And Bannockburn again with a goal scoring opportunity.
There was another one there. Young Paddy Daly was in the vicinity, but not where the ball dropped, and Miller was able to take an uncontested mark.
Yeah, look, he's pretty raw. It's going to take a while.
So Blake Miller now comes in. He'll kick from about 30. Off the boot. It's okay. Umpire's come across. He says...
Goal, I would say.
It is a goal. 2 fingers go up, so they now have their fourth. Blake Miller with his first. Bannockburn with their fourth. They move to 4 straight. They lead Werribee, who are yet to score. 10.5 minutes gone. First quarter. Come on, Nafoon Hotel first quarter scoreboard.
Look, I know Nick Smith doesn't like to do this. He's attacking and that. But when you're under siege like this, you have to put someone behind the ball, Smithy. You grab the ball, ain't getting up that end. So you grab somebody and you put them behind the ball to help out the defenders because they are getting killed at the moment. So you take someone, you put them behind the ball and try and go defensive because they are getting murdered. And Link Peters, I hope you get knocked out, you mongrel. Only joking, he's a great man.
So back in the centre, it's Cole again doing battle with Daly. Daly wins it, but not really far. Gets a second crack at it, which is much more effective in the path of Prismal. He's tackled quite quickly. Vickers breaks through for Bannockburn, runs through the centre and kicks long and high in Broman's direction. All that's muffed over the back of the pack by a couple of defenders there, and it's bobbled out. Miller's come in and kicked it off the ground, but it's gone through for 1 point only. So Bannockburn now 4 goals, 1, 25. Werribee Central's yet to score, and we are 11.5 minutes into the Common Nafoon first quarter here at the Simel Oval.
Sablich now with the kicking in duties. He decides to go straight up the middle, goes looking for Daly. Ball out the back, the good strong mark there. And that is taken there by CLC. That's Connor Linehan Cunningham, and he goes long and quickly into the forward line. Parsons in front, couldn't take the mark at ground level. Ladgroves, they knocked the ball towards Watts. Watts further afield, coming through as Vickers, picks the ball up, tries to put his head down and barge through. Needs to make an attempt to get rid of it, but...
didn't have any prior.
Yeah, but umpire says it's going to come back to him, and another ball up just inside centre square, the point of the square, this time at the Werribee attacking end. Daly taps the ball down, goes to Fama, released the ball over the top to Middleton, try to get boots of ball, didn't make contact, could have been a free kick, but the umpires allowed things to roll, and both the number 7s, James and also Mills, take the ball over the boundary line, have another throw in to take place.
I think, again, before he got rid of it, there was no prior, so the umpires give him a fair chance, and that's fair enough too.
So ball thrown back in between centre wing, half forward. This time again, attacking end for the Werribee side. Ball comes out the back. Miller had it, but then the ball comes out in the contest. Again, at ground level, picked up. Peters goes to Fama. Tries to work his way through the contest. Again, this time it's Yates who puts his head over the ball. Handball's out wide. Robinson leads in the race for the ball. Needs left footer. Needs to get back on the left foot. Does so. Put himself under a little bit of pressure. Got the handball away to Link Peters. And he now decides to kick the ball long. He goes into the forward line. And it's going to be the Werribee side who are best positioned. the mark has been taken out there by
Connor.
Yep, Harburger, not hamburger, Harburger.
Harburger,
Yeah, he might get hamburger before the end of the game. Don't worry about that. Ball goes up, not taken by Watts, comes to the ground, picked up. Handball comes out wide to Connor. Linehan Cunningham, and his ball goes into the forward line. That's a nice looking kick. Mark is not taken in the forward line, picked up there by Spiller. Goes on the right boot, numbers up with the Werribee side, and the mark is taken this time again by Stevenson. So Stevenson of the Werribee side goes back towards the centre half forward position. Anthony leads in the race for the ball. Ball is tapped away from him. The gain, it goes to the middle of ground. Broman comes through, missed the first time, went back, got the second, and umpire says high tackle, free kick going to Jack Broman. So Broman's got Perkins on the centre wing. He decides to transfer play wide, and he will take the mark. Okay, player overruns the ball and commits. He goes long into the forward line. Miller, good lead, and he will take the mark. Good use of the ball, Dean Perkins. They call him Silky.
Is that 38?
Yep.
He's 29.
Yeah, no, he was. He said listed on the book is 29. So 38, Dean Perkins. That's all right. And again, Miller with another opportunity to kick for goal. So we know distance won't be a problem. So Miller kicks from pretty much right on 50, kicks long towards goal. It's a nice looking kick off the boot, just hit the top of the post. And Miller 1-1, and Bannockburn 4-2 now. And they lead Werribee, who are yet to score. We've gone 14.5 gone. Commonwealth Hotel first quarter scoreboard.
That was a great kick. I've been playing and watching footy here since 1984. Not many people get that close from there, I can tell you.
It's Mark Yates for the Werribee side. A short passes, looking for a teammate, but chipping in. There was actually Lincoln Peters and Jai Robinson were both in the vicinity. Peters has taken the mark, and will have a shot directly in front. He'll kick from about 35 metres out, and that was a coach killer kick in, that one, Grubby.
Yeah, it's his first kick in GDFL football too, I think.
So it's Peters now, very experienced player with Bannockburn. Sidles up to the mark, kicks it long, but it has drifted off to the left. Third minor score. So Bannockburn now 4-3-27. Werribee still yet to score, and we are 15 minutes into the Common Fiend first quarter here at Simel Oval.
I can guarantee you Yates won't go short here.
No, Yates will not. He's played on, kicked the ball long. The ball is definitely holding up in the breeze there. Wobbles in front of the pack coming through with there is Stevenson. He hand passes, been intercepted by Bannockburn, kicks it back, and the umpire has blown the whistle.
I'll tell you what, he didn't mark that.
And has decided that it is it's a mark to Bannockburn.
I
thought he was going to come in and change his mind. It's Perkins, who we spoke about before. Dale's already anointed him as Silky. Well, if he can kick it 48 metres...
No, he's not going to.
He's hand passed to Matt James, who we know can kick 48 metres and a fair bit longer, but he's also gone wide as well. Didn't get good connection. The ball didn't spin properly, and has gone through for a minor score. 4-4. I make it... I think the scoreboard might have missed one earlier point that was kicked off the ground. Possibly Dale. Anyway, it's Yates again. This time he's gone straight down the middle. Plonked it on the top of Goff's head. He can't hold the mark. Stevenson again, a quick little kick. Gets across to teammate Linehan Cunningham. He kicks forward, but coming out, taking a relieving mark for the Bannockburn side is Parsons. He kicks out into the wing and finds Matt James on his own. Very cleverly round his opponent there. One bounce and then kicks long into centre half forward. He's looking for Broman. Broman can't mark, but he gets it down to the front of the pack. The umpire said the defender, Mark Yates, was interfered with and he'll take a relieving kick for Werribee. Kicks out to the wing, looking for Linehan Cunningham. Taps the ball forward, and it's Reese Miles for Werribee. Hand passes, the ball's kicked forward into the forward line. Can't get out of there. It's coming through very hard for Bannockburn. Is Spiller. He picks it up. The umpire deems that he had no prior opportunity, and there'll be a ball up. Half forward flank. Werribee in attack for one of the very few times in this first Common Fiend quarter.
Ball thrown up just outside their forward 50. Bath doing the ruck work. Johnson was able to get it down, but it's Ladgrave that comes out of the contest. Goes back towards the centre half forward position. Broman doesn't take the mark. Out the back to Miller. Tries to kick it round the body. Needs to go back and kick the ball along the ground and does so. And he works hard after it. Again, some good work there from Hamburger. Oh, Hamburger just got it done already. I knew I'd do that.
Talk yourself.
He's going to get Hamburger for the rest of the game now.
What have you been on the can?
Yeah, someone has. So Hamburger, he couldn't take clean possession, but he's got the ball over the boundary line, and I apologise to the young fella.
Harburger.
I know that. Harburger. So ball thrown back in by the umpire, and again it comes to the front of the contest. Picked up there, Perkins tried to, and again, where we've got some numbers around it. Daly picks the ball up, tries to get out of the contest. Again, umpire is going to come it up pretty quickly. Carlton comes out of the contest, kicks towards centre wing, and Watts takes the mark. So Watts now just forward side, attacking side of centre wing, decides to play on. He's going to go long. And it's all right if you've got numbers back there. The ball's up again at ground level, picked up by Broman, goes round the body, won't bring it back far enough and through for a minor score. Broman with 2-1. Bannockburn started well, 4 straight. Now they are 4-5, and they lead Werribee yet to score with 19 minutes gone in this first quarter. Commonfine Hotel first quarter scoreboard.
I reckon by the last quarter I'll be calling him chicken burger and everything.
Cheeseburger.
Harburger does this time kick the ball down the line. That's a very, very strong mark by Connor Linehan Cunningham. Left foot raking kick looking forward for Goff. Punched away from him. Coming to the front of the pack is Vickers. Does a very good strong body player to Parsons. Parsons out in the path of Watts. Watts kicks it along the ground and it dribbles over the boundary line right in front of where we're sitting, centre wing at Simel Park in Werribee. Late start to this game. We're only into the first quarter.
I don't think
an injury in the seconds. It's 29 plays 0. Ball up in the air. Palmed down very, very nicely to Carlton. He can't break through the pack. The umpire deems he incorrectly disposed of it, and Matt James will take the free kick for Bannockburn.
He paid a couple of no prize before, but he didn't give him a chance that
Not
time.
much then. So James again goes bang with his long right foot kick into the forward line. Miller's underneath the pack. Broman waits over the back. Ball comes to the front of the pack. Perkins comes through. Neat little hand pass out to Robinson. Robinson gets round his left foot, curls it back towards goal. But he's on the near side through for a 6th minor score. 4 goals, 6-30 to Bannockburn. And this is really becoming a game played in their half totally at the moment.
So this time Buck's going to do the kicking in duties, and again they're going to persist with going straight down the middle. So again, just short of centre wing. Ball is tapped back into the front of the contest. Went through James's legs. Bannockburn had Miller from Werribee. Just Amble kicked the ball along the ground. Got into the hands there of Prismal. His kick was intercepted there by Parsons, who's kicked across the ground. Made it a little bit hard for his teammate, but it's bounced very nicely for him. He's got a player outside in Perkins, and he can pick the ball up. He's outside 50. Needs to get back on his right foot. Decides to go long. Back into the goal square. Miller's going to be the target. Contest made. Ball comes to ground. Fama roving it nicely. Kicks round the body. Joey Fama has his first, and that is the 5th goal for Bannockburn. They are 5-6. They lead Werribee at yet to score. 20 gone. If Werribee going to commit that many men to the ball, someone's got to stay on the ground.
I can't believe that, and that's exactly what I was going to say. They had 4 blokes there, and 4 blokes flew, and you know that pretty much is not going to be a mark taken. So who's going to be on the deck when it comes down? Bannockburn and Joey Fama, and he kicked a nice goal. But I think they're a bit flustered at the moment. I don't think they believe that what I was telling them during the week, how good Bannockburn were. And now they're finding out how good they are.
Yeah, they're a bit shell-shocked at the moment. There are a lot of those little sort of simple mistakes are happening through the defensive unit. The ball hasn't really got into the forward 50 for Werribee all bar one occasion, I reckon, so they are a bit rattled. We're back in the middle. It's Cole again. This time he's up against Johnson. Ball comes forward down Werribee's end, coming through is Spiller, continuing his good form for last week. Gets into the new player in the side, McDonald. He hand passes out to Vickers. He can't control the ball. It's Stevenson who gets the ball back towards Miller. Miller's trying to win possession. He does a very good job. Hand passes across to his teammate in Taylor. It releases him. He kicks down the half-forward line, wobbles over the boundary line, and will have a throw-in just forward of centre. Werribee side, they trail 0-36. And we are 22 minutes into the Common Nafeen first quarter.
Well, that's rattled. Matty Miller's a beautiful kick, and he didn't hit a target, and then they handball straight out over the boundary line.
So Ruckman go at it again. Johnson takes the ball out of the Ruckman. This time they go deep and into the forward line. Sitting back is Ladgrove. He sits under it. This time they got numbers at the contest. Good pick up there. And I think that's a young fellow, Crennan. Yes, and the ball, unfortunately, turns over now in the hands of Fama. Looks up, goes towards Stevenson. So he leads in the race for the ball. Trapped it nicely. Robinson in support. He's tackled now. Stevenson needs to get rid of the ball. Does so. He's going to get a passage out, but he's going to be puts under pressure. Fama takes the handball. Steadies. Looks at goal. Joey Fama goes bang, and he kicks his second goal of the afternoon, and that is the 6th for Bannockburn. They move to 6-6. That's correct, 6-6, and Werribee are yet to score. 23 minutes gone. First quarter, Commonwealth Hotel, first quarter scoreboard.
I think I'm going to have to go and make sure the lights don't turn on if it gets too dark, and I've got to call it off because they are absolutely smashing them all over the ground. They finally do get it almost into the forward line, and the Bannockburn defence just go bang and smash it out. They are absolutely murdering at the moment, and I tell you what, I don't know if they can come back from this.
There was some seriously good disciplined team playing that little passage there with the players running to support and knowing where to hand pass and kick. That was superb to watch. They are on fire here. So it's Johnson again and Cole. It's Cole double hands it down towards Middleton. He cops one in the face but picks up the ball. Quick kick out, looking for a teammate on the wing. Yates comes through, can't get it away. He's got it now, kicks forward for Werribee. Getting across is Ladgrove. He's had a really good season so far for the Tigers from what we've seen. Neat little kick into the middle of the ground, finds Daniel Measures. Measures kicks long, wide out into the wing and finds Vickers, who's been really, really active so far in this first quarter. Very funny haircut, but he can certainly play footy. Vickers kicks down the line looking for Miller. He comes out, grabs it on the first bounce. Neat little hand pass over the back to Lincoln Peters. Peters gets a hand pass across to Henderson. Henderson has a snap at goal, but misses to the left. And another minor score. 6-7. 43. Werribee yet to score 24 minutes into the common Nafeen quarter.
Oh, I can't understand how that can possibly happen. You get Blake Miller running out. He just says, well, I can't do anything with it, so I'm just going to handball it into the air. And there's 3 Bannockburn blokes there waiting for it in their own forward line. They're just not picking blokes up. How many times are they going to kick it out to a loose Bannockburn player out there? They're getting shit on.
Buck now comes in ball back into the middle of the ground. Anthony comes up, doesn't take the mark. It was okay, so it ends up there in the hands of Yates, who puts it back into the forward line. Spoil from behind, ends up in the hands there. I think of the new player.
There he is again, this bloke.
McDonald, it was, yeah, and it goes to Vickers. Vickers goes long into the forward line. Peters comes out, can't take the mark. Ball goes over the boundary line. We'll have a throw-in to take place in the half-forward line.
You're going to have to do the quarter-time summary. I'm going out to the huddle.
Oh, no.
Who's playing on Vickers?
Well, I'm not too sure, Grub. You'd have to look when they line up at the start of the play. But the ball thrown back in. Miller looks to bring the ball out the back. Goes to Fama. Got through the contest.
Who's playing on Fama?
Steps up. Looks towards goal. Kicks towards goal. But is offline and through for another minor score. So they move now to 6 goals, 8. The Bannockburn side. Werribee, as we said, they haven't scored yet and haven't really got an opportunity to
haven't
either.
even looked like it. You got Goff and Johnson right up the ground. And I can understand coming up the ground, but if you're going to come up the ground, grab a man.
This time it's BLC, Bryce Linehan Cunningham. He's going straight down the middle of the ground. They're getting good distance with their kicking, so the wind is strong, but maybe not as strong as we think. But the mark is a nice one. This is his brother Connor. So he's going to move the ball from just defensive side of centre wing to bring the ball into their half-forward line. He goes long and wide. Again, numbers out there. Spoil from behind. Bowden brings the ball to the ground. Goff puts the ball on the left boot. Here's an opportunity. Player runs onto it. This time it's Wilson. Runs to the goal square. And he has their first goal of the afternoon. And the pass players, they go crazy down there. And it is one straight goal. Werribee 6-8 to the Bannockburn side. 26 minutes gone. First quarter. Commonwealth Hotel. First quarter scoreboard.
Well, he's their leading goal kicker, young Brendan Wilson. He must have about a dozen or so for the year. A couple of 3s and a 4. And that's where he gets his goal. He roves the pack beautifully. I'm not quite sure whether you can bring him up and throw him on the ball because he's more of a forward, although he was on ball as a junior. And he's a pretty dangerous player. But I'll tell you what, he's got to kick a few more if they're going to get close to this mob, I can tell you.
Grubby, an unusual tactic. The fullback, apart from the time he picked out Lincoln Peters, has kicked the ball long, straight down the middle against a slight bruise. It's a very attacking tactic, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, there goes Braden Vickers, just walked past us, and I'm closer to him than anybody out there's been all day.
It's James who tried to get away for Bannockburn to Middleton, who's knocked away from him. Coming through is Goff. Goff gets a very quick hand pass out to his teammate. Great hands out to Crennan. Crennan kicks forward, but it dribbles over the boundary line in the forward pocket, about 20 metres around from the point post. This is the third time only that Werribee have had it in their forward line. The last time was a goal. They desperately need one again this time.
Well, they do. And with the ball not getting up there, I think they could use, I know I said it before, but Zach Anthony should probably come back in defence for a little while.
Ball's thrown in. The Goff's in the ruck. He grabs it out of the ruck. Tackled immediately. Dragged to the ground. Umpire deems he had no opportunity, which is a real change of recent times. That would normally have been an instant free kick. But the ball will be thrown up again. So it's Cole and Goff. He's a big lump of a lad, that Goff, wearing number 99. Big slap with the left hand. Can't get it clear of the pack. Coming out is Lincoln, is it?
Anthony.
Zach Anthony.
Zach Anthony, sorry. He can't get away. Goff gets it onto his left foot, has a quick kick, but it goes across the face. Spiller picks up for Bannockburn, kicks it back across the other way. Watts comes out and takes a very good mark under pressure from Anthony, and will take a free kick for Bannockburn. Immediately kicks straight back into the goal square. Matt James can't take the mark, gets away very cleverly to Cole. Cole back over the back. Anthony kicks the ball over his head very cleverly, but lands in the hands
Backman's kick.
of Parsons. Parsons gets out into the pocket to Spiller. Spiller kicks long down the wing, looking for his
Good
teammate, and but it's intercepted mark by
Brown.
Carlton. Is it?
Brown, I think.
Brown kicked it across to the middle of the ground. Very courageous effort by
Crennan.
probably the smallest man on the ground, Crennan, across to Miller. Miller's buying some time. Hand passes it across to Brown. Brown kicks down into the forward line.
No one home.
No one home again.
Free
That will
kick.
be a free kick to Bannockburn. Goff has just whacked Cole across the chest as he was trying to take a mark. And
Exactly what he should have done.
Contest.
Exactly what he should have done.
He's
There's
always
no
gonna
way
take
he
the
could take the mark, so down him. That's football.
And Cole now will take the kick for Bannockburn in the goal square.
Especially when you're 6 goals down.
Kicks out into the forward pocket, looking for and finding Connor Jervis, but he drops a mark. Reece Miles can't get away for Bannockburn's. Tackled quickly is, I think it's Watts.
Reece Miles has got a statement to make here. He plays really good footy against the lower sides. He's got to play good football today against the class side.
There's a bit of feeling today. Joey Fama has was being indiscreet. Matt Wilkinson for Werribee Centrals will get a result and a free kick. He's right on the boundary line. He kicks in towards goal, floating across on the near side. We'll through for first behind. The first to Bannockburn for the afternoon, 1-1-7. But Bannockburn are 6-8-44, and we're 29 and a half minutes into the first common quarter.
So Spiller goes short and finds Bowden. Bowden now will just settle things down, I think, for Bannockburn late in this first quarter. Comes out wide, goes looking for Stevenson. He's up in front. Mark not taken. Out the back. Johnson's going to run onto it. Got the handball out wide to Miles. Got through the contest nicely. Put his teammate under a bit of pressure. He couldn't have the ball, and a free kick being given. That's a holding decision.
That's a terrible decision.
And it's going to go back.
He threw the ball, he kicked in danger, and he got the free kick.
So Prismal now is the recipient of the free kick. If he's any... He just needs to take off, I reckon, and run Prismal. He might get an opportunity to kick towards goal.
Well, take off, Prismal. Away you go, son.
Too. The umpire's too busy with what's going on the boundary line.
There's another umpire there. He can call
exactly
play
right.
on.
There's a bit of spirit in the contest.
Now he's going to give a reverse free kick now, I think, is he?
Now that's go staging. Jeez, Willie.
I don't know who's got control of the game. The umpire doesn't have control of the game right at the present time.
Well, if you touch a bloke high, you lose the footy.
That's what I'm saying, but he needs to get things moving quickly. Ball goes back towards centre wing again. It bounces, and who's going to come out with it? It's bobbling around in the contest. Picked up by Sablich. Did a little good work with Daly. Needs to get the handball away.
It's on behind play again here. And it's going to be a Werribee free kick this time.
To Prismal, that's right.
Yeah, he flattened Prismal behind the game.
So the ball goes out wide. The mark is taken out there. This time it's by Crennan. So Crennan now swings and goes in towards centre half forward, going across. And the mark is taken there by Measures. Measures will just take his time now. I was going to say measure a kick, but he's going to got options out wide. Yes, he's going to go longer this time. Robinson's going to be the target. Nice kick, so Robinson can take the mark. Step back inside. So he goes wide. Stewart comes up, takes a mark on centre wing.
See, it's all right to say take the mark. You now run down. You don't just stand there.
So now they're holding the ball up. They're going to go backwards. This is stuff I don't like when people's clubs start to go backwards with the ball.
I don't know why they need to do it.
Yeah, no, not with Robinson now. He goes long. He goes straight down the line. Mark needs to be taken. Good mark there. The only player that actually really kept his eye on the ball, and that was Stevenson. Got the handball away as the siren sounds to end the first quarter here at Simon Oval, and it will see Werribee going at 1-1. They'll trail Bannockburn on 6-8. Goal kickers for the Werribee side is Brendan Wilson, and for the Bannockburn side, 2 each to Fama, Broman, Measures and Miller. And we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Grubby will go through first quarter action here. You listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. goals 8. So a lot of scoring shots in one quarter of football. But that's probably the way the game was done. It was dominated simply by Bannockburn. And every time Werribee pushed the ball forward, there was just that 1 or 2 kicks that probably didn't allow them to get a clean disposal into their forward line. They've got some tall targets down there. As I said, we know what Nathan Johnson can do. I haven't seen the big fella in Goff play yet, but they provide some good size. But again, like just some of the common sense things in the forward line. You know, as I said, 2 or 3 up in the air. Yeah. Bannockburn, one bloke, Blake Miller, and then all of a sudden the ball's on the ground. And
I was going to ask you guys, is that sort of stuff as a coach easy to fix at a break? There's just some simple discipline things that caused at least 4 of those goals.
That's basics.
Yeah, it is easy to fix. But then the way Bannockburn are playing, they come up with something different. They are on song. This is the best I've seen them play. And look, what Werribee said, they have to kick a couple of goals against it just to try and stabilise. They're not out of it yet, but a couple the other way early, and they're out of it. Just like give us the chance. Bellpost Hill 171, Anarchy 28, North 65, Thompson 68, West 59, East 65.
So where would they be? That
must be almost last quarter, third quarter.
Well, about 4:30's normal finish. What are we? We're 4:20, so it'd be mid last quarter.
Yeah. So we've come to the wrong ground unless we're able to kick a few goals.
Yes, we'll wait and see, I suppose. But as I said, time has got away from us a little bit today. But we're just about to start the second quarter here at Arnold Oval. Take a short break, come back with second quarter action here from the Werribee ground.
The second quarter, brought to you by Buckwheat Entertainment Centre.
We're away now at the oval here, and again it's through the middle of the ground that measures, puts Bannockburn back into attack. Broman comes up to the ball, Mark not taken out, the back ball ends up in the hands there of Brown, looks to transfer it wide, kick was smothered off the boot, picked up there, Stevens got the handball away again, so Werribee able to bring the ball out of defence, but it's only as far as Fama on centre wing, and he will take the mark. So Fama now just getting the umpire to bring the player back, and that's Prismal back on the mark, and from the centre wing position he decides just to load up, go long. So the numbers are with the Werribee side. Ball gained back out of the contest. Miller couldn't take clean possession. Brown knocked him off over, which he should have done, and now it sits underneath. Players converge. Umpire will come in and take the ball about 30 out from goal. So Daly's moved himself down there. He's doing the ruck work. As we said, the ruck side of things has been going quite okay. Peters out of the contest. Ball ricochets, and again, this time it's going to be cleaned up and cleared away. And I think that was Linehan Cunningham that got the ball away, goes into the half-forward line. Bath, nice little hand in there, got the ball over the top, goes to Watts, got the handball back, needs to get the handball away now, got it to as far as Ladgrove. Ladgrove goes left now, back right, looks for some options, chips the ball short. Mark taken by his teammate Spiller there, and it's Spiller, you're right. So Spiller transfers play across the ground. Good luck to the big front fella and Johnson here, because James has got the ball and away he goes, takes him on through centre wings. Good chase there from the big fella, never gave it away, goes long and wide for a turnover, and that was some good work, and a free kick will go to the Dylan.
Good chase, big fella.
Harburger.
You're not allowed to do that, bias. You're a bias.
Yeah, shouldn't send that stuff out, Grub. Ball goes back towards centre wing. Johnson up, hit the back. Parsons got the handball away to Cole. Cole just looks on the right boot. Good smother there. So again, they win possession of the ball. Prismal wins the possession of the ball. He goes into their forward line. Ball gets through the contest. It's going to be picked up there by Wilson. He tries to feed it along the ground, sits over the top of it. Ball comes out. He's got some support in the name of Crennan, but the ball unfortunately bobbles and goes over the boundary line.
Big Johnson's a couple of really good things done by Nathan Johnson, but it looked like he's hurt himself.
Taking the wind out of him.
Yeah.
Might be winded. He should be back shortly. All going well. Boundary throw in at the forward pocket for Werribee. Goff does the battle with Cole. Cole gets it down towards James. Quick hand pass over the back to Parsons. Parsons gets it across to Bowden, and he neatly kicks out onto the wing, but he's put his teammates under pressure because Yates comes through to win the ball for Werribee, but he loses it. and it's Jervies who comes through for Bannockburn. Wins the ball back, kicks out looking for Broman. Over his head. Good battle here with Buck. Broman forces himself in front of Buck, but Buck wins the ball back, but does a very, very good job to get it across to Daly. He gets a funny-looking hand pass about, intercepted by Lincoln Peters, but it gets across to Buck again. He kicks long for Werribee down the middle of the ground. He'll be looking for Goff. Coming over the back of the pack and punching away is Watts. Anthony looks like to be getting somewhere near it. Bowden comes out first, but Anthony butters up really well. Kicks it off the ground for Werribee. Back towards the square, but it's dribbled over past the front of the goals across and out of bounds about 10 metres round from the boundary line, from the point post. Werribee in attack and looking much more purposeful.
Doesn't matter how much purposeful you look, you've got to kick goals. You
Definitely
have to kick
so.
a couple early, otherwise they're in big trouble.
Ball's thrown in again. Goff uses his body very well, double hands it over the back, but only to Measures. Measures kicks down the line, and it's Connor Linehan Cunningham who takes the mark right on the 50-metre arc. He's fancying himself, the young fella. He reckons he's got a kick from 53, goes round the man on the mark, kicks very long, but
Distance, no worries.
Distance, no problem at all. Clears the fence even, but it's through for a minor score only. Werribee 1-2-8, Bannockburn 6-8-44 with 3.5 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter.
So Ladgraves is going to do the kicking and duties now, and he's been handed the ball from behind the fence. Let's see where they go. So he plays on. He runs to the back pocket. Then he goes wide. Teammate out there. Marker's not taken. Hand in there was from Miles. Did nicely. Goes back and collects the ball now. Needs to get the handball away. Does so. Prismal looks back inside. That's a good centering kick. Stewart read it nicely, and he comes up and takes the mark for Bannockburn. Chips up over the top. Goes towards Parsons, and he marks inside defensive 50. Robertson making a little bit of round along the boundary line, but again, there's no option there. He'll go back to Bowden now in the goal square, and he can go on if he wants to. Anthony just decides to hold him up, and they go back outside. So we're right back where we started with Parsons in the back pocket. Ladgrove presents, kicks more short, and now turns the ball over. This is the danger of this game. Don't care at what level, but you always make the third or fourth error. Goes, and it happens. Goes back towards centre wing. Mark not taken there. Going at ground level. Option there. Sablich tries to knock it along the ground. Perkins tried to trap it. The big fella Daly. He got down, picked it up into the hands of Robinson. Goes out the back door. Goes to Miller. Needs to carry the ball, and on the left boot he goes along the boundary line. Over the back. Out the back it goes, and it's running in there as Brown of the Werribee side. Umpire says a free kick. I'm not too sure whether that was there.
That's about as soft as butter.
Yep.
That is as soft as butter.
So Brown now delivers the ball back towards the half-forward line. Goff is a big target. Ball gets out the back, and again, numbers with Bannockburn. Picked up by Stewart on the left boot. That's going to go wide. And it is too wide, and the mark won't be taken because it's out of bounds, and the full free kick goes to Stevenson. So Stevenson now with the ball. He decides to chip short. Ball over the top. Miller can't win possession of the ball. Picked up there by Measures, but now it's Broman. He's getting back doing some work. Over the top, umpire says ball not coming out. It's going to be a ball up inside the centre square.
How good was Ladgrove back there? He dropped that mark made of blue, but just so cool the way he managed to get things back on track for his team. Cole and Daly. Daly wins out, gets a very clever hand pass to Linehan Cunningham, wandering past. He kicks long into the square. Coming out is Anthony. Can't quite hold the mark. Buttering up really well for Bannockburn is Parsons. He drags the ball somewhat in, and I think he might be in a spot of bother. And he's going to be pinged. Is it Anthony? No, he's Anthony. He
Anthony's
the
one that dragged it in. He's the one that dragged it in, and the free kick was correct.
So Parsons gets it out to his partner in crime, Bowden, in the back pocket. And Bannockburn will relieve pressure again. Neat little short kick. Oh, whacked in the back.
Chop the arms in the back, everything.
Free kick to Bannockburn. It looks
That's
like
50. That is 50.
He did. I don't think he saw that. It's young Perkins who gets it across quickly to Connor Jervies down the line. Coming out to mark is Spiller, who's been in really, really good form in the early stage of this 2021 season. He kicks in the middle of the ground, finding the leading Broman. Broman hand passes quickly across to Perkins. Again, he kicks down the middle of the ground over the top of Fama, but coming out to reach the ball. Lincoln Peters punched away from him again. Coming onto the ball is Miller from Werribee. He's dragged down just as he kicks it, but gets it down to Goff. Goff takes his eyes off the ball, drops a very simple mark, and passes it across to Carlton. Carlton kicks into the forward line, but Bannockburn through Watts will take a relieving mark, and they'll kick the ball back in again.
Lucky he got his hand up there. Goff would have hit him fair in the face.
So ball goes out wide. Daly up over the top. Mark not taken at ground level. Daly gets down. He's pretty good at getting down the ground. I don't mind his work at ground level. Ball goes back into their forward line. Numbers it with Bannockburn. Ladgrove. Handball's out the back door. He's got Bowden in space by himself. Goes across the ground and has Jervy. So Jervy's got Fammer now on centre wing. So big Joey Fammer can get the ball here now. He needs to pick it up. He hasn't got it yet. Oh, that was taken high.
He got one eye.
I don't know whether you call that a professional free kick or not, but he's held him up anyway.
Well, it shouldn't have been because he had the chance to get it back off him.
Yeah, so that was Bryce Linehan Cunningham. The ball goes short over the top. He can go to Ladgrove by hands, and that was Jervy. So Ladgrove now, a player further afield, goes towards Robinson. Brown's there. Robinson goes back at ground level, picks the ball up. Handball was a good interception there. That was by Harburger. I nearly call him Hamburger again, but Harburger. He wins the free kick. So good positive work there. He came off his man just to lend assistance, and he's won a free kick.
50?
A 50-metre penalty, by the way.
No, he's sending him back.
So Harburger now
Making sure he goes over the mark.
Defensive side of his on the half back line. He goes towards centre wing. Coming up, Prismal can't take the mark at ground level. Picked up by James. Needs to get the handball away. Got it out the back to Cole. And he needs to get rid of the ball himself now. Cole, he goes back further. Picked up. There was player McDonald, I should say. Now there's a free kick being given, a hold, and it's going to go to Miller of the Werribee side. So Miller now with the ball. Decides to go towards a true centre-half forward position. Miles is there in best position. Ball gets through his hands out the back. Oh, Henderson was over by
that's
Henderson.
ugly.
And it was, I don't know whether it was that bad, but now he might be in trouble.
Yeah, that didn't look pretty to me.
I think Zach Anthony's going to have a little spell. No, he's just been hit up the front. It wasn't, look, it was there, but it wasn't that.
He was front on it.
Yeah, he sort of had his head down.
But the yellow card, I disagree with the yellow card because 4 blokes attacked him and he defended himself, unless he got the yellow card for that bump. If he got the yellow card for the bump, fine. But if he got the yellow card for blokes running in and having a go at him and he fought back, wrong. But look, it's too high, and that'll be a couple of weeks. You've got to protect the head. The head is sacrosanct. You did that back in our day, Smithy, and people clap you on the back and the bloke gets stretched off and everyone says, you little beauty, what a great bump. But that's not what football's all about now. We don't want blokes running around in 20 years with memory loss and all that sort of stuff. That's why they've made the head sacrosanct, and that's why Zach Anthony will get a couple of weeks for that, I would have thought.
Grubby, your knowledge of Reece Prismal, he's been very feisty so far today. He's been involved in quite a lot of those scuffles that have happened. Is that normally his nature, or do you think he's trying to rev him up?
Absolutely, completely the opposite of the way I've seen Reece Prismal play for his whole career. And I think because it's 6'8" to 1-2, he must feel, because he's the co-coach. He's not. He's a co-coach, not assistant. And I think he must have taken it into his own hands to do that sort of stuff. I don't agree with it. I honestly think he should just go and get the footy and play good football because he actually has had a little bit of the footy. So get the footy. Don't worry about that other rubbish. Well, I can't leave it to Anthony anymore because he's off the ground.
I was just wondering whether he was squaring up with Matty James, but the last 2 times they've gone at the ball, he's really gone after him quite physically.
Yeah, I didn't see anything untoward from Matty James. So I think young Priz probably don't worry about that stuff, mate. Just get the footy, kick 3 or 4 goals yourself, and that's the way you do that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it's looking worse and worse for Zach Anthony all the time.
It's young Jack Henderson, I think. Yeah. It wasn't. Didn't think it looked too pretty. I don't know how it'll come up on video.
Just front him and chest him.
That's what I said. He had his head down coming at him, and he was coming the other way.
Have we got a replay, Fano?
Not directly.
But we got to watch it tomorrow. Tonight. Hey, I can watch it tonight, can I? You idiot. You complete idiot.
It's 6:8:44 to 1:28. Another delay. It's
listen, before you keep going.
12 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment Centre quarter.
No matter what, we have a bit of a banter and carry on. The main thing is, let's hope this kid's okay.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
the main thing. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, definitely. He's still down there. There's a stretcher there, and there's plenty of qualified club medicos on the scene, so we're confident he'll be all right. They're just about to lift him onto the stretcher. The neck brace is in place, so all of those protections are are in order as they should be in modern footy. And that stretch is just being eased in underneath him now. So 44-8, second quarter. Werribee certainly a lot more intent about their way they're playing, but as Grubby said, they've got to turn that into goals at this particular stage. They haven't managed to do that. So almost halfway into the quarter, and they haven't managed to lay a glove on Bannockburn as yet.
And I'll tell you what, if they have many more of these, I'm going to miss church tomorrow. 'Cause we'll be still here.
Yeah, no, it's not good, is it?
We'll miss church, I think. How many delays are we going to have?
Yeah, we might just take you back to the studio, David, for a little commercial break, because we're going to be probably a minute or so here, so you might get a couple of sponsorship announcements in.
Quick.
We're second quarter, 44-8.
Rockabilly,
Hang on.
blues.
So now with
and
Jervis, he
soul.
plays on
Hear
from
it
the
all
half-back
on
line, goes
Rattling
towards
Bones
centre
and
wing.
retro
Ball gets out the back.
tones.
Bowman
With me,
runs onto it. He's going to be taking over the boundary line. If not, the player in Bath will be. And again, the ball goes over. And it's now going to be thrown back into the play.
I wouldn't be pushing Big H too much. He's from the Western region. He's liable to throw one, you know. And then he'll be gone too.
So the ball now thrown back in by the umpire again. Daly doing the ruck work. Cole's also there. Ball comes out. Was at the hole of the jumper. Picked up there and kicked forward by Linan Cunningham. Goes to the half-back line. Picked up Ladgrove. Had a look. Went off a step. Goes back to the forward line. Mark not taken at ground level. Picked up. Peters had it. Got the handball away to Middleton. Middleton. His kick went straight up in the air. Will land in the centre square. Players just stand there holding decision. This time it's going to the Werribee side. And I can't see who it is out on the far side, but it's going to be... number 9 there, then Wilkinson. So he chips the ball short, and that's a good kick. Ends up in the hands of Carlton. So Carlton now spins and goes into the forward line. Johnson's a target. Ball out the back, comes to the front of the contest. James can't pick it up cleanly. May have put himself under pressure. Got the handball away. Goes to Spiller. Handball goes to Vickers. Vickers on the right boot. Goes out wide. Player coming forward was Perkins. It went over the top. Ball goes towards Pettit. He spins in and out of trouble. Got the handball away, so went to Carlton. Carlton goes backwards. Okay, to Linehan Cunningham, and he goes back towards the half-forward line. Coming up, Mark not taken there by Miles. And again, it ends up in the hands of Cole, who chips over the top, and Perkins will take the mark defensive side of centre wing on the far side of the ground from where we sit. And he will now steady things down for Bannockburn. He's got to go backwards now to Spiller. So Spiller with some time and some space. He's going to be asked to play on now because no one's gone to the mark. So he now runs and carries and he goes longer into the half-forward line. Broman's a target. The gain, there's numbers there. Daly, Pinkins, Pinkins it was. I'm thinking it's... Peters got the ball, trying to read the ball off the pack. Did nicely, but unfortunately it's turned over. The ball goes to the Werribee side, and it's going to be in the hands of Harburger. Harburger now goes straight up the ground, looking for Daly. Ball gets out the back, so a ground level contest to be made. Goff comes up, provides a bit of a space, and it's good work there. It ends up in the hands of Daly. He can't take it. Middleton tackled, brought to ground, and the umpire says play on. Peters emerges with the ball, got boot to ball, goes to Bath, got the handball away. Again, Sablich, I think it was, or DeLeon, not too sure, one of the two, and it's Broman who works hard at the ground level. Ball picked up, goes at the back. Carlton goes to Linehan Cunningham from the half back line, looks towards centre wing, going across, coming up. The mark will be taken. Nice kick, and that is by Crennan. So Crennan's true centre wing for the Werribee side. Will look to transfer play back inside towards the centre of the ground. Again, the big fella Goff is the target. Ball gets out the back. Vickers reading it nicely. Has time to pick the ball up. Now he's going to go wide. But I'm not too sure he's going to because the numbers are out there. It's going to be Spiller, so he's going to be a 1-on-3. Can he get there first? Leads in the race to the ball. Nice hip and shoulder there. Play. That's good work. Panball comes back inside to Prismal. Prismal goes to the half-forward line. Vickers intercepts and again plays on. Goes towards centre wing. Over the top the ball runs. Perkins out the back. Picks the ball up. Needs to get the ball away away and does so. Kicks the ball into the half-forward line. Miller leads up for the race of the ball. The numbers. Taylor can't take it. Queenly in up in the hands of Miller. Goes back. And again, Linehan Cunningham can't take the mark. Gets out towards Stewart. Got the handball away to Peters and he's tackled. Brought to ground. Numbers with the Werribee side. Handball comes out. Ends up in the hands of Cole. Goes to Middleton. Now in the hands of James. Runs. Carries. Gets away. Did he take too many? No, he didn't. Kicked into the goals, and it will have too much on it. No, it's not. It's been trapped by Broman. He handballs over the top. Ball lands in the goal square and will be rushed through for a minus score.
It's gracious. There was a bit of activity then.
Three Bannockburn players fight for the ball down here.
Yep.
There's still 3 on the ground, and that's why they're the better side at the minute.
6-9 Bannockburn, 1-2 Werribee, 15 minutes gone. The second quarter, Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
Ball's kicked down the centre wing. Goff comes over the back of the pack, and this time keeps his eyes on the ball and takes a very good juggling mark. He quickly kicks a left foot down towards Johnson. Coming over the back of the pack and punching away was a Spiller. Gets across to Watts. Watts hand passes to Stewart. He's under pressure, but he does a very, very good job. He's dragged down, but still gets a hand pass away into the direction of Middleton. Middleton now kicks down the line looking for Robinson. Robinson goes under the ball. Broman comes through. Does a very good job. Splatters the ball forward with a bit of foot and a bit of hand. And it's gone out of bounds in the forward pocket. Just on the 50-metre arc, Matt Miller on the ground in front of us copped an errant hand as that bit of play went past us.
We'll be watching the video to see how errant it really was, Rob, I'll tell you.
Yep.
I've got a funny feeling that he might have given him one.
It's thrown back in now. Miller this time in ruck with Daly. Daly double hands it back towards teammate, but it's hand pass from Robinson quickly to Middleton. He centres the ball. The umpire has come in and suggested that there has been a downfield free kick. Middleton was disposed of after he kicked the ball, looking like Connor Linehan Cunningham did that. And the umpire is going to hand a free kick to Jack Broman. He'll kick from about 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle for Bannockburn's 7th goal. No, it's thrown back to James.
And it's a wrong decision.
Oh, no, it's Perkins who's got it now.
It's a wrong decision too, because he shouldn't have flattened him. He shouldn't have thrown him to the ground, but it wasn't late. It should have been the player who got tackled should have got the free kick. That wasn't down the ground.
So ball has been kicked right through the middle by the young player Perkins, who's come into the side this week. And he's had a pretty good game so far, and that'll polish it off nicely for him. A neat little goal takes Bannockburn to 7-8. And Werribee 1-3, I believe, is the score. And we are 1-2 to 7-9 it is. And we're about 20 minutes into this second Buckley's Entertainment scoreboard.
Yeah, my worry there is you're being beaten by a better side. You cannot afford ill discipline. Because whether it was down the ground or whether it was not, he grabbed him, he threw him to the ground, you're losing the game, you're getting beaten by a better side. You can't afford to give him easy goals by ill discipline. Keep going the football.
So back in the middle we go. Daly up over the top. Ball comes out and it's James that's going to emerge with it. He runs towards, or he's going to give it off to centre wing. Now he gives the handball out. Goes to Vickers. Vickers looks, steadies, goes into the forward line. Kick didn't favour his teammate in Robinson. He needs to work hard. Coming through. Peters was able to keep the ball alive. Going back there was Crennan. Got the handball out the back and they've got some numbers around the contest here. Peters picks up, goes to Broman. His kick is smothered. And again now at ground level, the ball is held up. Umpire this time in quickly and will hold things up himself. And so I'm going to ball it up about top of the 50-metre arc.
And I'll tell you what, I think Chad Buck was very, very, very lucky he didn't get a free kick against him that time for holding the ball.
So the ball thrown up now by the umpire. This time it's Miller. Holding decision. Umpire's pointing which way, going to the big fella in Daly. So
I hate them.
The ball goes out the back this time, and again it's Crennan that gets the ball. He goes back towards centre wing. Miles is the target. Ball gets to the front of the contest. It's Stevenson, just tapples it along in front of the ground. Did that nicely. Players emerge with the ball. Cunningham, Linehan now it is. Goes. Linehan, Cunningham. I tell you, it's JLC. Goes in the hands there of DeLeon. Takes him on. And now he's in trouble, the big fella. He is tackled and brought to the ground. And Cunningham, Linehan. And they've got a hamburger. When they name these people, they should have just called them Smith and Jones. So the ball in the back line there, Rob, you better take over before I make another blue.
Oh, it's Ladgrove neatly.
Oh, here's a go.
There's a
looking
mistake.
For his teammate, but intercepting is Brad Carlton, the player of the week in the record today, if you want to get one on your way out of the game. Kicking forward, looking for Johnson
Nathan.
through his hands. Ladgrove, who's had a very good game again. He's tackled very quickly, can't get clear of the congestion. Coming out is Johnson again for the Werribee side. He gets across to his teammate Wilson, who has a quick kick at goal, but it's gone through for a minor score. I'll tell you what, Grubby Coach of the Week, Peter Riccardi, said last week he's going to work on Matty James's handball. He's had 4 today. I don't reckon he had 4 in the first 4 games.
Well, I think that's what they've got to do, because you can't just be predictable. But Big Jonesy, he whinges about them putting it on top of his head. They give him a nice pass and he spills it.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
No.
So it's the aforementioned Matt James, a neat short kick into the pocket and finds Connor Jervis. So I think Matty James is getting some nice little polish on his otherwise very good game. Good enough to win a Neville Whitley medal, so he goes okay. It's Bowden for Bannockburn now. Has the ball right on the...
Why did they even name it that?
Well, beautiful little pass out. It goes to Jai Robinson. Can't quite hang on to it. He's under some pressure, and the ball is over the boundary line. Just around from the scoreboard, which shows Werribee Central's 1-3, Bannockburn 7-9, 51. We're 21 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
I heard a rumour they're going to change that to the Grubby-cations medal.
So the ball from Goff did nicely, got the ball bound. It's intercepted there by Jervis. He puts boot, the ball goes back into the forward line. A good strong mark out there. Daly going back with a flight, takes the mark. So he now looks towards the centre half forward position, a long kick. And it's got a bit of air in it. Players need to get under it.
Look at that.
It's a pretty easy mark for Ladgrove. He just stood there and it fell in his arm. So Ladgrove now for the Bannockburn side, just to settle things down again. He's going to go back to the same side as the ball came from. He chips the ball out wide, looking for Miller. Mark not taken. Good work out there by the Burger. And the ball goes over the boundary line and it'll be thrown back in.
They've just got to find a way to come into the forward line properly. They can't just bang it away, especially to the opposition, but even to their own. You've got to find a way to come into the forward line a lot more productively.
So Tommy Bath looks like he's doing the ruck work now for the Bannockburn side. He's up against Daly. Daly front position, taps it out the back. Nice work. Cunningham, Linehan, Cunningham. Who cares? He's got the ball, gets the handball away, ends up in the hands of James. He goes back to Jervis once again. So Jervis now, he goes towards centre wing. Miller's the target again. Ball numbers there. And the ball goes back over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Well, they've done one thing, Grubby. At least they've stopped Bannockburn's flow. They're putting a lot more pressure on the ball carrier, which is helping them. But as you said, they're still not turning into scoring opportunities at this point.
Yeah, well, that's right. They've probably had as much ball as Bannockburn this quarter.
Yep.
But Bannockburn's the only side that have kicked a goal. And if they go in at half-time and come out with a win, I think you'll find a belting coming up.
So ball thrown back into the centre wing again. It's the Taylor who merges with the ball. Tried to get the ball going as the siren sounds. Now, my clock, we did stop it during that break, so I'm not too sure what time, but I've got 22 minutes in that quarter. So at a half-time, it will be Werribee 1-3. They will trail Bannockburn 7-9. Goal kickers, as it was at quarter time for the Werribee side, Wilson with 1 for Bannockburn. We have 2 to Fammer, 2 to Broman, 1 each to Measures, Miller and Perkins. Take a short break. When we come back, we'll have first quarter or first half action here from the Simul Oval. You're listening to 94.7, your pulse, your home of local football.
The region's 5 local
To the Simon Oval inside Galvin Park at Werribee, where the local side on past Players' Day 2001 Premiership reunion. It'll be a very sad group over there because they've scored 1 goal 3, the home side. Bannockburn 7-9-51, and although that second quarter was sort of favoured, levelled up in play, Dale Smith, Bannockburn still won the quarter.
Yeah, the scoreboard's probably remained as it was at quarter time, Rob. It was a pretty one-sided affair, but we're ready to start the third quarter here this afternoon. We'll hopefully have some half-time or full-time scores from other games. The ball goes to Carlton. Carlton gets the ball to Stevenson. Stevenson now says it was a free kick for the umpire. He's going to call it back. I think they were looking for advantage down the ground, but the play had stopped, so it's going to come back, and Brad Carlton will be the recipient of the free kick. So Carlton, he's on the defensive side of his centre square. We've had an ambulance in the first game here today, and an ambulance in the second game, and I believe an ambulance has been called for the third game. So not a good day at the football, you would say. Let's hope all three of those people are up and running again in a very short time. So the ball goes into the forward line. Ball from there. McDonald is spoiled from behind. Runs back towards centre wing, and again, Savage leads in the run for the ball. It might have he or De Leon. Pushing the backs is the umpire. So it's going to be a free kick. So they transfer the ball back inside. Peters arrives, gets the ball away. Fama ducks, put himself under pressure. Now I think he's going to be in trouble because he's sitting over the top of the ball. He's got the ball out, and again, the ball goes back towards the middle of the ground. Going back is Stewart. He doesn't take the mark and probably didn't want to keep going because Goff was coming the other way. Into the hands of James, takes him on, looking for some options. Got the wide handball, goes out wide to Jervis. Jervis further afield to Fama once again. Little short chip into the forward line. He's going to land just inside the field of play, but will roll over. He was looking for Dean Perkins, but couldn't get the ball to him, and that's going to be a ball up to take place.
Perkins have been a handy addition, Dale. Done a really good job coming into the Bannockburn side that was already pretty strong. We haven't seen much of McDonald yet, the other new player into the side, but second half could change. Very good tap out by the ruckman there in Daly. Gets it the way of his team, but Matty James picks up a crumb. Neat little kick into the middle of the ground, finds Stewart. Almost in the centre circle. He a neat little kick for him over the top, and he finds Daniel Measures. He's had another pretty handy game. He kicks down towards Jai Robinson, but coming in, intercepting for the Werribee side is Brown. Brown's grabbed the ball. He's dragged it underneath. The umpires come in and said he is fine. Had no real prior possession. Jai Robinson doesn't really agree, but the umpires win out, and he's going to ball up. Miller comes out, but Daly gets the tap out. Miller had a good handful of his jumper. It's Stevenson who kicks the ball forward for Werribee, coming out as Linehan Cunningham. He can't control the ball. Matt Miller kicks down the line, but the aforementioned McDonald, I said he come into the side and we haven't seen much of him, but he's just taken a mark for Bannockburn. Kicks down the line looking for Broman, but coming out and taking a very good mark is Yates in front of Broman. Used a bit of extra pace. Cleverly gets around Broman too, kicks down the line, but again McDonald comes out, punches the ball away from his Werribee teammate in Miles. Over the back there was De Jong for Werribee, can't get it. Parsons, neat little hand pass across to Spiller. Spiller kicks into the middle of the ground, and Joey Fama takes it. He kicks across to Watts, who's on the half-back flank for the Bannockburn side. Hand pass across, and Spiller, who's run across the ground. Very nice kick down the line, looking for Miller. Miller works his way to the front of the pack, but the ball eludes him with a big off-break and out of bounds in front of the coach's box. Bannockburn attacking to the Geelong end of this ground. We are in the
coming back, Dale.
We are in the what are we in
The Grandy Cycle and
the
Sports.
Grandy Cycle and Sport third quarter.
So the ball's thrown back in at the contest, and again, high says the umpire. Free kick will go to Daly of Werribee. Daly gives the handball out wide, and again from the back line, they chip the ball. Carlton goes short towards centre wing, coming up. Watts, actually no player kept their eye on it. Miles went at it. He's tackled, brought to ground. He sits over the top. Umpire with no prior opportunity has no other decision but to come in and ball it up from that position.
Yeah, Watts was punching the ball away from the contest, and he realised he was the only one in the contest, which was a little bit embarrassing.
So umpire now throws the ball up. Daly and Cole go at it. Daly gets the ball out. Again, it's Linehan Cunningham, I tell you, goes back inside. Miles goes back to Daly. Daly looking to give it to Miller, but he takes him on himself and does nicely. Gets out of the contest. Kicks forward. Ladgrove can't take the mark. And again, Crennan at ground level. They got the ball along the ground. Goes into their forward line. It's nice work there from the Bannockburn defence. They've got numbers back. Watts needs to sit. Well, he sits over it. Now he could be in trouble. He's going to be pinged here, I think.
Yeah,
he is. And free kick goes to the Werribee side.
I think the past players wanted it. They definitely wanted it.
Actually, young McDonald who got
Yes,
caught
it was
out there.
too. You're right there. And it's going to be Wilson that's going to take the shot for goal.
Werribee's only goal kicker so far this afternoon, so it's probably in good hands the way they've been going.
So he comes in. He's going to kick from about 25, so distance not going to be a problem. Accuracy, probably a little bit of right to left, as they call it. And he kicks a goal, but he started at left or right, and he's gone even further, so it's through for a minor score. He has 1 goal, 2 of their 1 goal, 4 on the scoreboard. Bannockburn remain at 7-9. 5 minutes gone, third quarter to Grandy Cycling Sports, third quarter scoreboard.
Spiller for Bannockburn has the ball in a neat little pass, and he finds Bowden, I think it is, in the back pocket for the Bannockburn side, waiting as players are manned up much better than they were early in the game. But Bowden kicks out towards McDonald over his head. There's a nest of Werribee players. It's Yates who's got the ball, weaves and dodges around, gets a quick kick going forward, but Bowden is exactly where he kicked the ball, just waiting, and it came straight back into his arm, so he'll have another crack. This time he goes longer down the line, looking for Stevenson. He can't hold the mark. Over the back of the pack, Werribee again. It's Yates who's got it. He breaks the tackle. Quick little hand pass across to Stevenson. Coming through his measures, picks the ball up in the half volley. His hand pass out to Cole. Cole kicks down the line, looking for Miller. Over the top of his head. Can't quite take the mark. The back of the pack, Stevenson for Werribee. Very cleverly picks the ball up. Gets it across to teammate in De Leon. He kicks into the middle of the ground. Punching away is Vickers. He butters up, gets hold of the ball. Can't quite win possession. He's jumped on by a couple of Werribee players. I don't think anyone's going anywhere. The umpire's deemed he has held it too long. Werribee have the free kick.
Blimey,
De Leon kicks down the line looking for Miles. It bounces in front of him. Coming through is Prismal. Prismal bends down to pick up the ball. Can't quite get it. Shepherd's very nicely for a teammate there.
Yep. First part was all right. Second part was no good.
Taylor handballed away, and Fama held on, and he's going to get a free kick. Taylor now for Werribee. Kicks low into the forward line. Coming through to punch the ball away is Robinson. Werribee jump on the ball there through that player in Wilson. Wilson's trying to break through. He can't. There's a pack of players jumping on, and some pretty ugly looking stuff. But the umpire's deemed it will be balled up. It's about 25 to 30 metres out directly in front of Werribee's goal. They are 1-4-10. Bannockburn 7-9, 51. We're in the De Grande Cycle scoreboard, third quarter, 7 minutes in.
So Goff, a big tap forward that goes to their forward half, and the ball is held up, or the umpire says it was incorrect disposal, and it's going to be the player McDonald once again, I think, that's going to take the resulting free kick. Your little chip sideways will go to Spiller. He's got a little of space, so he now plays on and goes long. Out towards centre wing. Miller's the target. Doesn't take the mark. Bath at ground level. Needs to go back and collect it. Tapped it to his teammates' advantage in Vickers. He steps around now. Needs to get the handball back and does so to Ladgrove. Ladgrove to Bowden, and Bowden now spins and goes back into the middle of the ground. Who's going to make the distance? There's no one there to take the mark, but Broman comes up, got the handball away. Missed Middleton. He's got the teammate outside in Measures. Measures now looks, goes towards Fama. But he's going to find Jervis instead. Can go over the top, goes towards Fama, but he goes longer to the pocket towards his teammate. It bounces back into goal square. Fama picks up, kicks around the body. Kick was smothered. Good defensive work. Again, they get the ball out in the hands of Prismal. He plays on now, kicks the ball, goes out towards centre wing Taylor. He's in this position to mark and will do
well, that's
so.
50.
And we'll get 50.
That is 50-metre
right,
penalty.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Look, I don't care whether you're 7-9 or 1-4. That's ill-discipline. You don't give them away, because you might give them away in a closer game in the final. So that's not good discipline.
So now Taylor decides to take his advantage, and he plays on now and runs and kicks and goes long back to the goal square in front.
That's a free kick to Johnson holding.
Mark Endor free kick, and it's going to be Johnson that will go back and kick from nearly 15 metres out, almost directly in front.
Yeah, it's a trouble, Grubby. All those little spats early, there's lots of square-ups seem to be going on, because I can't understand what would possess Watts to do that.
No, and what happens is, once there's been a couple of little like that, the umpire's going to go bang straight away to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yep.
So Nathan Johnson with an opportunity now to kick the second goal for the Werribee side. Steps in, chips a goal, and I think he has missed it.
He has indeed.
He said he's got it. What did you reckon, Grub?
Oh, I thought he missed it. Unless it swung round back behind the post.
Anyway, it's a minor score, so it's going to be recorded. And 1-5 now to the Werribee side, 7-9 to Bannockburn. And we're ticking towards 10 minutes, third quarter to Grandy Cycling Sports, third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, it's
where did they get their second goal?
No, they haven't yet. Maybe they put it up instead of 1 goal, 5. It's 2 goals for.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think
definitely
they've,
1-5.
miscued. A Spiller again for Bannockburn uses all of his 20 metres or 15, whatever it was. He's kicked down the line looking for their smallest player in Peters in amongst the pack of players. It works out very well. Cole's now got it for Bannockburn. He cleverly hand passes across to Jervies. Jervies plays on, kicks into the middle of the ground.
That's down the ground.
And
that's
that's
down
another
the ground.
down the ground. It's Buck this time that's knocked Jervies over. And it's Bannockburn through
Tommy Bath.
Tommy Bath is lining up. There's 3 of them there wandering in.
Again, ill discipline. There's no need for that, especially when you're down by that much. It wasn't nasty, it wasn't dirty, but it was late. And you can't do it late.
So Bath now for Bannockburn. Neat little approach kicks. The players
He wouldn't
like
have
it.
too many, I can
The
tell you,
goal
Bath.
umpire likes it a lot, and that's Bannockburn's 8th goal. They're 8-9-57. Werribee Central's 1 goal, 5-11. We're in the De Grande Sport and Cycle 3rd quarter, and it's 10.5 minutes in.
Look, obviously Werribee still think they have some sort of a chance to get close. So you can't go and knock a bloke over after he's kicked the ball in that position, because down the ground free kick makes it an easy goal, even though it looked like it just scraped into me. But you can't do that. You've got to keep playing disciplined football. You down a bloke after he kicks it, down the ground, goal, and you need a good kick up the bum for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So back in the middle we go once again. Daly doing the ruck work. Benny Cole's back in there. Again, Daly up over the top. Knocks it to the front of the square. Coming through Taylor. Can't pick it up cleanly, but he's created a path there for Prismal. He went over the top of the ball. Picks it up. He's released the ball. He did the right thing. Just handed it over to Braden Bickers. Players tackle him. Umpire will come in now and another ball up to take place. Not too far from that centre circle.
Umpire's giving Prismal a bit of a chatting to for something he said, and Matty James is going to get the free kick for a misconduct, I suppose. A really long bomb as normal for James, looking for Miller. Miller does a really good job at the front of the pack, holding the ball in for his team. Yates is trying to get away from Bannockburn for Werribee. He can't. And dragged down again with the ball is Sam Brown, and we'll have a ball up about 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Bannockburn attacking this time, leading 57-11. Miller gets across, but Daly does a really good job. Miles comes onto it for Werribee, gets it across to Miller. Miller very cleverly receives it back from Yates. It's kicked into the middle ground. Crennan can't get the ball. Spiller kicks it quickly down towards Pettit. He comes out, can't run onto the ball. Broman gets it, hand passes out, but it's intercepted, and the ball will now come out to Prismal. He's on his own on the half-back flank. He's got time to win possession and neatly chip the ball around and finds Taylor. Taylor kicks over the top, looking for De Leon, punched away from him by Bowden. And we'll have a boundary throw in right on the interchange line, centre wing. This time Werribee slightly in attack. The umpires have started to be a little bit more severe on some of that incidental stuff around, so I think the players will probably be focused on the ball a little bit more from now on. Daly, who's done a hell of a good job in the ruck for Werribee, tries to get through the pack. Cole this time wins the ball. He's met front on in a really, really strong tackle. Taylor gets the ball, gives it away to Measures. Measures very cleverly gets it to Middleton with a funny little kick. Middleton kicks forward. Yates comes out very strongly for the Werribee side. Torpedoes the ball straight back towards Linehan Cunningham, who takes a magnificent mark right on the 50-metre arc for the Werribee side. He kicks long in the forward line looking for Taylor. Johnson. Johnson breaks clear of his man and takes a big, strong mark. 25 metres out directly in front. And this could and should be Werribee's second goal for the afternoon. Johnson kicks, goal umpire doesn't move, that is it. 2 goals, 5-17. Bannockburn 8 goals, 9-57. We are 13.5 minutes into the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter.
That's how young Nathan Johnson wants it delivered, properly.
And quickly.
And quickly, and he takes the mark and he kicks the goal. Unfortunately, they haven't done that today, and when they did do it, he did drop a mark, but I'm just trying to look for some more scores here, boys.
The afternoon has quickly become the evening, and the lights that are on around the ground now are starting to take effect. We're going to have about a 6 o'clock finish, I reckon, by the way things are going. We've decided to go full steam ahead as normal. Miller and Johnson in the ruck. Miller for Bannockburn gets it down. Reece Miles comes through strongly for the Werribee side. He's tackled, dispossessed. The umpire deems he disposed of it incorrectly. And little Stewart, slight framed little character for Bannockburn, laid that tackle against a much stronger looking Miles. He kicks the ball down the centre of the ground. Broman comes out, gets over the back of the pack, can't quite hold the mark. players jump on the ball, plenty more jump with it. Umpire says there will be a ball up 40 metres out from Bannockburn's goal, directly in front. They lead 57-17. We're halfway through the third quarter, the De Grande third quarter.
So Johnson's now pushed down to do some ruck work. Cole over the top, goes into the hands of Peters, got boot to ball. Johnson read it nicely, got the handball away. Again, Miller over the top of the ball. Robinson's there, James is there. Trying to get out of the contest is Broman. He kicks the ball, brought to ground, picked up by Jervis. Another kick along the ground, takes the ball towards the goal square. It will roll through for a minor score. And Connor Jervis has got his first score of the afternoon, a minor. And it's now 8 goals, 10 to Bannockburn. And Werribee on 2-5 as they play on from the full-back position. They go to side straight up the ground. The mark has been taken. And that could be also. Oh, geez, he was lucky again there.
Just unnecessary
Yeah,
stuff.
that was. Yeah, he's taken the mark and just continued on with the tackle. Anyway, the ball ends up in the hands of Miller now, and he loads up and goes long back towards the goal square. Cole having a spell back there. Ball gets through the back of the contest, picked up by Bath. Got the handball away, goes towards the pocket. Again, numbers there with the Werribee side, and it's coming out as Sablich. He goes on the left boot, brings the ball back outside 50. Anthony can't take the mark. He gets the ball, kicks the ball out, and over the boundary line, and on the full free kick going to the Bannockburn side. So Miller it is with the free kick. And Blake Miller now will put the ball back in their forward line, looking to go long to that position now. Brings the ball back towards the centre-half forward position, measures up, mauls, ball away, goes to Johnson, looking for some options, handballs over the top, Miss Miller, picked up by Peters, looks towards the goal, and he kicks, goes long, and he was just offline, linked Peters and through for another minor score. So 8-11 now to the Bannockburn side, 2-5 Werribee, 16 gone. Third quarter, the Granny Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
The flow of the game that happened in the first quarter with Bannockburn, we haven't seen it repeated too often. The game's tightened up, but still Werribee haven't been able to find a pathway to score. Sablich kicks long down the middle as they're prone to do all day. Cole gets it, can't get it away from the pack. Stewart does a really good job across to Ladgrove. Ladgrove to Parsons. He kicks the ball very, very high into the forward line. Pack of players come over the back of the pack. Looking to run onto the ball is Spiller for the Bannockburn side. He's got himself down the other end. He's dragged to the ground by Pettit. The umpire is letting it go. Peters has got it now. He's trying to get away, but Yates has got him wrapped up and the ball's not going anywhere. There's still a little bit of sort of undisciplined whacking of players. The umpire's letting it all roll. Johnson and Cole go up. Johnson neatly pops it down into the path of Miles. He can't get the ball. Another pack develops underneath it. It's Robinson for Bannockburn tries to burst through, but the umpire said a secondary ball up will take place about 45 metres out from the Bannockburn goal. Johnson again and Cole. Cole taps it out, but Yates picks the ball up for Werribee. Kicks it very quickly out towards the boundary line. James does a great job for Bannockburn to keep it in, but coming through is Crennan and takes it over the line in front of the Bannockburn coach's box. They're leading 59-17. 17 and a half minutes into the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter.
Anarchy Belpost 30-19, 199, defeated Belpost 6-4-40. North 9-12-66 were defeated by Thompson 9-17-71, and West 9-13-67 were defeated by East 12-6-78.
Couple of close games there, Grub, which is good. And the handball goes off and goes to McDonald, goes short and finds Broman just inside 50. Now Broman is within range. Matty James is cruising past, wants it, but I think Broman says I'm going to take it upon myself, go back and kick for goal.
Tell you what, it'll take a big kick from there at this time of the night.
So Jackie Broman now, he's going to kick it every bit of 55 here to get the goal. Steps in. Play on, says the umpire, as he takes that extra couple of steps. Broman kicks long, he kicks straight, and it goes straight through the middle.
Beautiful kick.
He has his third for the afternoon and the ninth now for Bannockburn. They're 9-11, they lead Werribee 2-5, and we have gone 18 and a half in this third quarter to Grandy Cycling Sports. Third quarter scoreboard.
You see them jumping up and down and really carrying on. You know what, I think they think they're beating a good side here, and I can tell you now, they're not.
Well, I think it's a good side. They might not be today. They will regroup and be a lot better for it. Nick Smith said pre-game, whatever happens, they'll learn.
Yeah,
and,
well, they want to learn pretty bloody quickly.
They've had a lot of lessons.
I honestly believe they'll fight for fifth spot. Werribee, don't worry about 1, 2, 3. They'll fight for fifth.
Daly, who's been very, very good for the Werribee side, wins the tap out, but it's kicked forward by Measures. It's over the back of the pack. Fama runs on. The ball eludes him over the back of the pack. For Werribee, it's Brown. Brown hound passes out teammate. Kick down the line. It's Reece Miles running onto the ball first for Werribee. He's tackled immediately, but quickly gets it across to Carlton. Carlton meets his opponent head on there, and I think that's Jack Broman. And the ball is out of bounds now. Centre wing for, slightly on Bannockburn's side of the centre.
Well, he met his opponent like that because of a terrible handball.
Yeah, it wasn't that neat. So again, Daly, a beautiful little left-hand hand pass over the back of the pack looking for Linehan Cunningham. He wins the ball but can't get away. Tackle to the ground. Another ball up. Centre wing, outer side. As I said, the lights are starting to take effect now. It's like a dusk game. The game at Winchelsea between Winch and Belmont Lions will be probably just getting underway about now in these exact conditions. Kicked off the ground quickly by Linehan Cunningham. Coming through is Anthony, who spent a bit of time off with a yellow card. He gets it across towards Wilkinson. Wilkinson kicks down the line, but coming across for Bannockburn is Bowden. Bowden across to Spiller. Oh, that's a very bad hand pass. Gets him back into trouble. Bowden comes out again and tries to butter up. Tackles Anthony, drags him to the ground. The umpire comes in and says, ball up. This time we're 30 metres out from Werribee's goal. They got up there rather quickly. They've got a chance now to attack and get a much-needed goal. They're trailing by around about 48 points.
So the ball out of the contest. It's Middleton who picks the ball up, or I think that might be a free kick.
Well, that was a bump. That was a bump. Like, yeah, it's a free kick, but it's nothing more than that.
So it's going to go free kick to Middleton. He's up and about, so I'm not too. He hasn't hurt him, so let's get on with the game, boys.
He's a tough, wiry character,
Middleton,
isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a bit of wire about him.
Yeah, because they're going for him because of what he did early in the game. That's
so
why they're going for him.
The ball is there in the hands of Spiller in the back pocket. So again, they settle things down. Spiller looking to bring the ball club room side. He goes long, measures. He's going to be the target. I tell you what, there's a big target out there, and that's Daly. He can't take the mark. Linehan Cunningham. He picks the ball up. He goes back into their forward line. Anthony in front. Ball gets out the back, and it's going to be free kick. A push, says the umpire, and it's going to go to Spiller once again. So Spiller of Bannockburn now has the ball. He's got some options this time, some taller options in Miller if he wants to come this way. So that's where he comes now, and he goes long as the siren sounds, and I think we must be short in the quarters, Grub, because that one has also just gone on 22. So
well, I think they should call the game off then.
That's
a draw. Should be a draw.
It's going to be
going to do
22-minute quarter. And at three-quarter time, it is Werribee going in at 2-5. Bannockburn are 9-11. And goal kicks at this stage of the game. The 2 goals for the Werribee side is Wilson and Johnson. And for Bannockburn, 3 to Broman, 2 to Fammer, 1 each to Measures, Miller, Perkins, and also Tommy Barth. So it's three-quarter time. And we'll take a short break. When we come back, final quarter action here from the Simul Oval. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local footy.
Have you
5-17 to 9-11 65 against Bannockburn. Bannockburn got away to a big first quarter, but since then it's pretty much been an even contest. But very hard to see Werribee getting back from here, particularly with shortened last quarters, Grubby. Game's getting a bit frustrating with some of the niggly little stuff, and I don't know whether it's the players or the umpires or what's going on, but it's just a bit annoying to watch it because the two sides have both got plenty of talent, and we just want to watch that.
Well, first and foremost, I've got to say, I think the umpires are umpiring okay. I don't think they've made any mistakes. Young Zach Anthony got a head-high tackle on young Endo, and he got, I'd say, reported and sent off. That's all he can do. He can't do any more than that. I haven't seen that many reportable offences. They've paid the down the grounds. They've paid the head-high tackles. And I think the umpires have done pretty well. I can't understand. I think a few of the Bannockburn people are not very happy with the way the game's going. Not on the scoreboard, but around the ground. And I can't see that. I really can't. There's been a few undisciplined acts, but there's been a couple from Bannockburn as well. You know, like
yes,
really.
There certainly has. This square up nonsense. That's my frustration for me. That's what we're seeing now, and it's really annoying.
Well, it's not annoying to me because I love that football. That's how I played the game. But I don't believe that's actually happening out there. Silly little things. But look, the bottom line is Bannockburn smashed them in the first quarter, and it's been pretty close ever since. You take that first quarter away, and Werribee might have a case to say, all right, we might not be too bad off.
Yeah.
But you can't take that away, because Bannockburn have played the best football I've seen play, including their premiership win, for a long, long time. And it proves to me they're a damn good side.
Their backline is really, really strong, isn't it? They work well together. We've seen big improvements from Spiller and Ladgrove, are two that have stood out in all the games we've played. But Bowden and Parson, they're just workhorses back there. They just do a really good job. They've made it awfully hard for Werribee to find a path.
And that's what they do week in, week out.
Yep.
Bowden, Parsons, those blokes are good players. They're good GDFL players. And, you know, look, Nathan Johnson, he's taken a couple of marks, but the ball hasn't been delivered to him that well. The other bloke, I don't know where but a couple of times he could have taken marks, he dropped them. The big fella, Goff.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think he did a lot of training early, so maybe he's, well, put it this way, he's either not fit enough or he's not good enough.
Yeah, well,
I don't like to speak
he's the sort of player that would kick goals against the sides down the bottom of the ladder.
You don't want him to do that.
Yeah.
You want him to kick goals against the best in the business.
He doesn't have to kick a lot. He has to kick his 1 1/4 sort of thing, don't you? Average.
Well, he got 5 last week.
Yep.
And after talking to the Winchelsea people, he got 2. Winchelsea blokes mucked it up somehow. He didn't get 5 at all. So he's got a fair way to go, but he might be okay. But it's the other blokes who are their guns. Reece Miles has been not good today, and yet he can play football.
Yeah, he's been one that hasn't been called a lot, has
They have got to play good football against this side, not against the sides that are going to finish 10th, 11th, 12th, 9th, 10th. They've got to play good football against this side, and they're too good to let them play good football today.
I tell you what, their ruckman's been good. I reckon he's been their best player. Very impressed with him. He's rough around the edges, but he's having a crack and showing a bit more awareness about the game. He's
But
going
Rob,
to do a good job.
that's where Werribee Centrals haven't been on song, right? There's one big thing about Paddy Daly that you've probably already noticed, is that he cannot kick, right? He'll learn it one day, but he cannot kick. He's young and he's raw. How many times did he have to kick it because there was no Werribee Centrals player running past?
Yeah.
When you've got a player that can't kick, you must have blokes running past at all times, and they didn't do that. Why do they have shortened quarters if they're going to wait 20 minutes to bounce the bloody ball?
Morris Finance last quarter. Dale Smith, take us into it.
So the ball is being thrown up by the umpire, and again it's Daly gets the ball down, running onto it is Miller. Miller goes quickly into the forward line, looking for Anthony's out in front. That's better use of the ball.
They'll win this, Werribee.
And
They'll
they
kick
come
9
back.
and win this.
And it's going to be Zach Anthony that'll go back and shoot for the first in the last quarter. And we've only travelled 20 seconds so far, so a good start to them.
Brilliant bit of ruck work by Daly and Miller combined fantastically there.
So Zach Anthony now steps in, kicks from about 40 metres out, and it never started well, and will drift further away, and it's going to be out of bounds in the full. So
No, they're gone.
That's not how you wanted to start the game, I can tell you, Grub.
That was that difficult pocket,
still
though,
going. This bloke over the cricket, the big Indian fella, he's on a 703 not out.
Spiller has the ball for Bannockburn in the back pocket, hard up against the point post. as he runs in now, asked to play on. He kicks down the line underneath his Cole, but coming over the back and taking a very good mark is the aforementioned Daly. He plays on very quickly. A neat little pass into the middle and finds the leading, is that Pettit?
Miller. Wilson, sorry, Wilson.
Brendan Wilson.
Brendan Wilson, who's kicked a goal already today. And he's going to have a shot from about 45 degrees in Grubby's very difficult pocket. But a man of that experience will probably know exactly where it needs to be aimed.
Left post.
So Wilson walks in, aims in fact at the left post, but too far at the left post, doesn't even make the distance. It's gets into the goal square. Jack Broman, interestingly, there, which means he's probably back on the ball. Rushes it through for one behind. So
this is a shocking time, this, Rob, because I can tell you now, the lights aren't great, but it's a bad time for the lights to be on because they're not effective anyway.
No, it's that transition period.
Yeah, you want to get a square up, get it now in the dark.
Ladgrove kicks it to Parsons in the back pocket. They're still inside the 50-metre circle, apart from inside those two possessions. So Parsons now kicks down the line again. He's looking for Cole, but Daly's in there, and up the front is Yates, and Yates is going to be paid the mark.
Well, he didn't mark it.
Well, he's certainly been paid the mark. There's no doubt about that. Wheels round on the left foot, kicks back into the forward line. It's Anthony sets himself, can't quite hold the mark, did a really good job at the back of the pack. Hand passes very neatly out into the path of Wilson. Wilson kicks it off the ground, but coming through and saving the day with a dive on the line is Spiller. He immediately picks the ball up, heads straight for the square, looking to bring the ball back into play quickly for Bannockburn.
That's what pressure does to you.
Covered off.
Wilson should have picked that up and gone bang, and he's done that all year for the first 3 games. He should have picked it up and kicked the goal.
So Spiller a bit unsure where he wants to go, so he goes to the far side. The kick wasn't great. Broman is out there. He can't take the mark. He blows a tackle out there, tries to rip the ball out of Miller's hand, but Miller's equal to the task. He won't let it go. Umpire comes in, and there's going to be a ball up out there, I think. So he's headed a little bit further away now and a little bit harder to see on that far side of the ground. So the Ruckman Daly is in front, positioned himself nicely, got boot the ball, went straight up in the air just about, goes towards Vickers. He recovers nicely when the ball hit the ground, goes out wide, looking towards Miller on centre wing, but it's going to find the boundary line and go over. And we're going to have a ball in to take place on centre wing, far side of the ground.
Well, I was going to do some commentary today, Smithy, but I'll tell you what, there's no way I can't see nothing out there.
Yeah, no, she's pretty
I
cut
thought
now.
you might be struggling now.
I just can't see out there now.
So the ball again brought back into the contest, and it goes back into the forward line in front. Ball is not marked. Spoil from behind was by Parsons. Again, they run onto the ball, picked up there. The handball goes away and ends up in the hands of Bannockburn, and I think it's kicked forward by Watts, who goes back towards centre wing. Ball gets through the contest, coming to kick the ball up is Perkins. He's tackled, and then he didn't have the ball without it, and he's going to be rewarded with a free kick.
Well, I'll tell you what. No, maybe, but
he did get rid of it. Then he could. Yeah.
Oh no, definitely a free kick. Yep. But I thought if they had paid the advantage, Bannockburn were away. But
Perkins now with the ball, decides to transfer across. Prismal just gets a hand in there, did that nicely, goes back now to recover. He's got Miller in support, but he's able to do it himself, spins back on the left boot, able to take a bounce, looks up, pursued, but gets the ball away, goes back to the full forward position. Spoilers by Spiller, running onto it as Wilson once again. He needs to pick the ball up, he's getting close to the boundary line, goes one way, gives the handball out. Ladgrove, I think it was, did that nicely, but the ball has gone over the boundary line. It was, McDonald once again, and he has laid that tackle, and the ball will be thrown back into the field of play.
That was poor defensive play then on Prismal, knowing that he was a left footer. They both ran to his right side, and he just ambled away from them.
Maybe they didn't know.
Maybe they didn't.
Ball back in the umpire's hands now, about to be restarted beside the behind post.
It's only the last
ball's
quarter.
Thrown in. It's up to out, goes to Johnson, who gets the ball out of the ruck, goes towards goal, and again he is offline and through for a minor score. So 2-8 they are now, and Bannockburn on 9-11. We've gone just on 5 minutes in this final quarter. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
I tell you what, they actually do miss young Chesterman. He squares them up, doesn't he, Chesterman? They're going to miss him. Well, he's not going to play for the rest of the year with the ACL joint, but geez, they've missed him today.
Did he do that during the game? Yes.
Yeah, at Winchelsea last week.
Spiller has the ball for Bannockburn. He's kicked out most times for them today. Runs away now, uses his full distance, kicks long down to the wing. Didn't come off the boot very well, but it's worked out well for McDonald, the new player in the side, has taken a mark. Hand passes across to Cole. Cole's dragged down. The Werribee boys have won the ball back again. Coming through now is Linehan Cunningham. Gets it through, coming through for Spiller. He punches the ball away. Tackled immediately is Carlton. Spins away from the tackle though. Gets it across to his teammate there, who kicks long and marked right on the line. Touched over the line. Great job there by Bowden, saved the day again. So they've had 3 close calls this quarter. The umpires calling the ball back. Yeah, suggesting that, just confirming that the ball was carried over the line with 2 grabs, hence it being a point and not a mark, as the central umpire thought it may have been. So Spiller again with the ball in the 10-metre square for the Bannockburn side. Plays on now, kicks out to the wing looking for Miller. Miller's at the front of the pack, can't quite hold on to the mark. Running onto the ball there was Broman. He can't get through either. It's back in the hands of Werribee. They're winning the ball very consistently this quarter. It's Miles kicks back in. No, it was Wilson who kicked into the forward line. Coming out strongly is Spiller, but taking the mark as he went past him. Tried to collect him on the way past is
Brad Carlton.
Carlton, is it?
Yep.
He's probably been Werribee's best, I think.
Yeah, he's done
Brad
all right.
Carlton.
I love the Ruckman's game. The Carlton it is. He'll probably kick from about the
Yates has
50-metre
been okay.
line.
Right?
Yates has been
Yeah,
okay.
he's been good. Been all right.
So Carlton comes in now, kicks bang on the 50-metre line. It's long enough. It's not quite straight enough. Just away to the left for another point. That's their 10th. 2-10. 22, Bannockburn 9-11-65. Morris Finance last quarter scoreboard.
That's poor goal umpiring. If his side's only kicked 2 goals, why don't you just give him a goal?
So the ball this time, they just changed directions. They come this side of the ground. That's the clubroom side. Ball back at ground level, picked up by Buck. And he...
Is that kicked out of bounds on the full? No, Buck actually is injured. He's carried over the line with a bit of force. And he's landed awkwardly. We can't quite see him, but he's in the hands of trainers still. I had a feeling that might have been kicked out on the full, but... yes, he's struggling a bit. Geez, we've had a very, very bad day medically today at this ground.
Well, we've had a bad day in here too. Smithy's dropped his stubby.
And, so we're down in the
Who is it, do we know?
forward line. Yeah, I think
Didn't
it's
see.
Buck.
Yeah,
he's on his feet now. He's just a bit dazed as he fell. He's got a bit of a...
If the fence would be feeling worse than he would be.
Got a bit of a limp up. The young fella's jogging back to the bench. Very, very gingerly, I might add, but at least he's on the move, which is good news for the Werribee
snot
side.
rag.
So the ball's thrown in. Blake, Miller and Daly. Daly very cleverly over the back. Coming onto the ball is James. Rips it out of the hands of Miller, who was about to grab it. Middleton kicks forward. Yates comes through again, but the leg breaks him. Across to Stevenson. Stevenson kicks short into the forward line. Fama tries to get the ball. Coming through for Werribee there is Brown. Brown gets
he's
it.
in
He's
trouble
dragged
there.
to the ground. He's
Holding the ball.
bother, I think. The
Should have
umpire
been.
says everything's okay. Come out of the hand eventually. Linehan Cunningham gets the ball, dribbles it over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in 10 metres round from the point post. Bannockburn now attacking. They lead 65-22 on the Morris Finance scoreboard, and we're 9 minutes into the final quarter.
I think he missed one there, the ump. I think that was a Bannockburn free kick.
So it'll be thrown back in by the umpires. We said forward pocket, Bannockburn attacking into the ground. Thrown back by the umpire. Ball out of the back of the contest. It's tapped further field towards a half-back position. Coming through there was Credden, got the handball away, and they now transfer from that half-back line. Now they're in trouble. Kick did get boot to ball,
lucky.
so they were lucky again. Back into the middle of ground it goes. Ladgrove picks up. Option out wide is Perkins. So Perkins now on the right boot. Goes into the forward line. Looking for Peters. Got the favourable bounce. Picked it up. Got away from traffic. Went back towards the middle of the ground. Robinson, nice kick. Couldn't take the mark. Again, it's at ground level. So they just work the ball through their legs. Ends up with Carlton. Carlton goes to Daly. Daly got the handball away. And again, back to the middle of the ground. Anthony got a nice bounce. Picks the ball up. Looks for his options further afield. It's one-on-one. Contest down there. Johnson ran past the ball. Going back with the ball now is Bowden's got options on centre wing. Needs to pick the ball up and use it cleanly. Got the handball away. Has Ladgrove. Ladgrove looks laterally, goes across and short, and Anthony will take the mark. Didn't have enough distance on it. And now Anthony with another opportunity to go back into the forward line. He does, goes long. Didn't favour the big fella in Goff. Ball will go through and, over the boundary line and will be thrown back into the field of play.
He had Johnson short all on his own and decided to go long. What it is when Bannockburn put pressure on sides like that, they make mistakes. North Geelong did it last week. Thompson did it the week before. That was a mistake because he had a bloke on his own, but he just wanted to kick the hell out of the ball. No good.
So the ball thrown back into the pocket, picked up by Measures, clears it out of that position, goes back towards centre wing. Again, this time it's going to be coming back through the Werribee defence. They get the handball out wide. Ends up there in the hands of Crennan. He goes short. Kick wasn't good. Went through their legs. Again, kicked along the ground. So the numbers this time again with Bannockburn picked up. I think that was Bowden. He was tackled. Ball comes out again. James just motors through the contest. The handball ends up with Middleton. He can't take it cleanly. Now, I'm not too sure they're having trouble seeing the ball, but I'm having trouble from here, so they might be also. Jervis goes round the boundary line. Spoil from behind gets out the back. Linehan Cunningham goes back and collects it. Looks to bring the ball back towards the centre half forward position. Coming up, measures. Can't take the mark. Was interfered with. Umpire let it go. No, he won't.
No, he can't let that go. That was a blatant free kick.
So Dan Measures now with the free kick between half back and centre wing. Defensive side. Asked to play on now by the umpire, and he does so. Goes back towards centre wing. Spoil from behind was good. Ground level, they win possession. Daly looking for some options. You're right, Grubby hasn't got too many players running past.
No,
they'll learn that. Ball in the hands of Taylor. He goes back into the forward line. Spoil from behind. Back in the hands of Measures again. Front and square to the contest. Goes out to Jervis along the boundary line. They persisted. Ends up in the hands there of Robinson, who takes the mark. Just forward of centre wing. He goes longer into the forward line. 1-on-1 contest. Going back there. Fama. Ball hits the ground. Barthy's there. It's going to be picked up. He tried to win or get the ball from that contest. Umpire says it's out of bounds. We'll have a throw-in to take place.
I'll tell you what, for all you people listening out there that really wanted to listen to the Elvis Hour, glory, glory, hallelujah. That's all you get.
So they want. So ball thrown back in by the umpire. Again, Daly's front of the contest. Handball goes back to the goal square, and they work the ball from that position. We're talking the defence there. And again, I think that might be Wilson's gone right down the other end of the ground. No, it's Miller. He trips the ball back inside. Kick wasn't great. And
that's...
So free
I
kick
think that's
going to
a perfect
Watts.
example of why that rule was brought in. It's been not
no
done
doubt.
well, but that was a really
So it ends
good
up in
bit
the
of
hands of
umpiring.
James. He'll need to get the handball away. He does so now. Goes to Middleton.
Whoa!
He might have been taken a little bit high there.
Yeah, I think he
just a
might have.
fraction. And free kick will go to Willie Middleton. So Middleton's called the play
They're
on
going
now.
after him, aren't they?
The ball goes back into the centre half forward position. Coming up, measures. Up over the top. Couldn't take the mark at ground level. He wins it back again. He's over the top of it. Now umpire's given a free kick to who?
Well, I tell you what. I couldn't see that. I'll tell you why. Because it's dark.
No, I couldn't see it either, and I thought I could see it.
Well, it's too dark. I can't even see Jamesy coming off here. Am I going to see out there?
If Measures is getting the kick, I'm not quite sure what it was for.
No, I don't see it.
But he certainly got it.
He went for the mark and then came down, and that was it, wasn't it, I think?
Wow.
Anyway, he got the ball. Free kick.
He had to have been held. His jumper was held or something. I'm not quite sure. But
Jackie Brown is just sneaking forward, but Brown has seen him going there, so he's gone back, or it might have been Wilkinson, actually. So now Dan Measures reckons he can go the distance now from centre half forward, kicking back into a little bit of a breeze. Uses that new rule nicely. Kicks long, kicks straight.
That's a goal.
And
No, he's gone touched.
Right on the
The goal umpire can't see either. It's pitch black here.
They rush through for another minor score, so it's 9-12 now to Bannockburn. 2-10 to the Werribee side, and 14 minutes gone. Final quarter, Morris Finance.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a goal. There you go.
Well, we are a long way away, but
I've got good eyes.
Certain. Linehan Cunningham kicks the ball down the line, looking for the big ruckman
That's a free
Daly
kick
over the back
against
of his head, but paid to advantage to the Werribee side. Runs down to the forward pocket, and it's Bowden who escorts it over the line in front of Goff, and there'll be a boundary throw in halfway between the 50-metre arc and the point post. Werribee attacking. They trail 22-66. And we are 14 and a half minutes into the Morris Finance last quarter, and we reckon about 21 minutes will probably pull it up.
They just haven't been good enough. They get an advantage, no pressure, and he kicks it straight out of bounds.
So over the top, Miller gets the ball. Bannockburn taps it away. Measures, hand pass away. It's intercepted. It's Miles coming out for Werribee trying to get the ball. Lincoln Peters, who's had a pretty good game today. He's enjoyed the rough and tumble of this contest, and he's won himself a free kick for a high tackle in the back pocket for Bannockburn.
And gone the football all day, Nick Peters. Gone the
really
football all day, which years ago he didn't. That's why he's developed into a good weapon for Bannockburn.
Peters kicks down the line, but he's kicked
Unless he kicks it out in the full.
towards us. It's gone out on the full, which won't please his coach. It landed almost in his lap at the coach's box. And it'll be Mark Yates, a very famous Geelong name.
Well, I'll tell you what, he'd have kicked this when he was at Glen Orden. He's only 90 out.
So Yates wheels on the left foot, kicks into centre half forward. A pack developing there. Bannockburn have most of the numbers. It's punched away from Anthony. Quick hand pass across to Reece Miles. He has a snap at goal and it's right through the middle. Third goal for Werribee for the afternoon. Great bit of roving play by Miles. 3 goals, 10-28. Trailing Bannockburn something 66. And we are 15 and a half minutes into the Morris Finance final quarter. That'll give him a pep, Grubby.
I told you before the game, he can play, Reece Miles. He hasn't done it today, but that's the type of stuff he does. He can play. Unfortunately, he's left it a little bit late on today. But, look, he can play. There's a few blokes out there that probably can play a little bit better. But I still think they're a fair way from this Bannockburn side, to be quite honest.
So the ball thrown up by the umpire back in the middle. Johnson goes at it with Cole. Ball runs towards centre wing. Johnson goes after it, picks the ball up, got the handball out, went towards Wilkinson. But again, at ground level, it's Broman over the top of the ball. Umpire comes in very quickly there and will ball it up once again.
You see Jack Broman then? He grabbed the ball and went to ground. If he turns around and lays on it, it's a free kick. But he turns on his back. Umpire has to play ball up. He's a very shrewd person. Very
so
shrewd.
The ball
football.
gets out the back of the contest. Broman quickly on to boot. Goes into the half-forward line. Coming out Miller. Nice collect.
Strong.
Runs around on the right boot. Goes back towards the goal square. Fammer's in best position. Good work from behind. And that was by Brown. Brown plays on. Goes straight up the ground. Into the hands of Carlton. Carlton goes out wide. Into the hands there of Crennan. And Crennan into the forward line. His kick wasn't good again. Runs through the contest. And this is young De Leon. He can't pick it up cleanly. Bannockburn with the numbers back there. Ends up in the hands of Bowman. Got the handball away. Over the boundary line it goes. So they're content to see the ball thrown back in.
How the bloody hell can you see that over there?
Just.
It's hard. They're not the best set of lights I've seen for
Well, that's
football.
why they're not playing night games anymore.
They're good training lights, but not good for spectators. Thrown back in, it's Cole and Johnson. Johnson gets it down to the front of the pack. Miles, who's just kicked that previous goal, gets it across to his teammate Carlton. He drops it into the path of Goff. Goff can't control the ball. Very cleverly picked up by Vickers. He kicks out into the pocket, and the speeds to Matt James. Grabs the ball, immediately bounces. That long right foot drop punt down to the wing, looking for Blake Miller. He can't get the ball. This little Crennan who comes out, kicks down the line, looking for a teammate. It's Prismal. Prismal kicks across his body towards centre half forward. Carlton's first there for Werribee. Neat little hand pass across to Miller. Miller kicks, and as soon as the ball left his foot, he gave himself a bit of a fist pump. And it's actually Wilkinson, I reckon, not Miller. And that is a goal to the Werribee side. They're fourth for the afternoon. Yes, it is Wilkinson, in fact, who kicked that. As soon as it left his boot, he was very, very happy with it from about 45 metres out. 4:10:34, Bannockburn 9:12:66. Morris Finance last quarter scoreboard. We're 18 and a half minutes in.
I'll tell you what, it's a terrible time for lights. I know the lights don't look good now. If they start a game at 7:10, the lights are a hell of a lot better than this. But I still don't think they're good enough, and that's why they sort of haven't been playing them. They need another light on each tower. That's what I would think, but it's a bad time for lights at the minute.
So back in the middle we go. Buckman go at it once again. And again, it's going to be Miller who's got the ball. Goes by hand. Hands it off to Prismal. Goes back to Miller. Coming the other way. Ball taken out of his hands, Peters. But Miller's gone back in one possession once again. He's tackled, brought to ground. Umpire in and will ball it up. Not too far from that centre square once again. They throw the ball up, and again from that position, Ruckman go at it. Daly did nicely, reached over the top, put it behind him. Miller was right behind him and took the ball, but again tackled very quickly. Umpire in once again.
20 seconds.
Yeah, these short quarters have hurt Werribee badly.
The ball, they just get warmed up, Grub. Ball in the hands of Sablich, gets off his knees, got the handball away, and again they run from the half-back line, ends up in the hands of Carlton. Carlton again goes back towards centre-half forward, coming across, mark will be taken by Spiller. So Spiller now with the ball on the half-back line. He's got players across the ground, but he goes straight up the ground and will find Broman in some space. So Broman now goes across the ground, and again a teammate out there, I think that might be Watts. He plays on from that position and goes along the boundary line. Mark not taken out there. Ball runs over the boundary line, so we're going to have a throw-in to take place on that far side. Just over 20 and a half gone in this final quarter. And ball thrown back in. Cole doing the work against the big fella Daly again. Carlton, I think, have got the clearance away from the contest. Goes to the half-forward line. Why Miles wins possession of it. Can't get a clean getaway. Now it's in the hands of Bannockburn. Middleton gives it away to Broman. Broman through the middle of the ground. Kicks the ball long. Goes back towards Fama once again. Doesn't take the mark at ground levels. Brown has done nicely. Kept his feet. He did. Got up. Fama worked hard. Couldn't get him down again. In the hands of Prismal. Prismal now goes back to the half-forward line. Behind, the ball is spoiled and goes to ground level. Going across is Broman. Kept his eye on the ball, but again, it's going to be picked up there and won by Wilson. Got in and out of trouble. Little short chip up over the top. Goes to De Leon. Can he go? No, he won't. He'll stop and go back. He wants to go, I think, but he's going to go back and line up for goal, and this will be the last kick of the afternoon, so he may as well have a set shot. So Zach De Leon hasn't scored this afternoon, but an opportunity here to finish with a goal. So De Leon from about 40 out, kicking back across the goal, or directly from where we sit, it's right behind it. That's a nice looking kick off the boot. It's going to come back. Will it make the distance? No, it won't. It's going to be no score, and that will be it. So at the final call here will be Werribee 4-10. They've been defeated by Bannockburn 9-12. Goal kickers for the game. All singles for Wilson, Miles, Wilkinson and Johnson. And for the Bannockburn side, 3 to Broman, 2 to Fama, 1 each to Measures, Miller, Perkins and Tommy Bath. Take a short break. When we come back, we'll have a wrap-up of the game here this afternoon.
A very quick
short
one.
Break. Yes, just a very short break. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. That's all right.
Let's just do a quick wrap-up now. 9-12 to 4-10. Probably flattered Werribee Centrals in the finish. I would have thought, what did they kick in the first quarter? 7? 6 or 7?
6-8 they kicked in the first quarter.
So they've kicked only 3 goals for the rest of the game, and Werribee Centrals have managed 4 for the rest of the game. So they've out-goaled them in the second, third, and fourth
They had one
quarter.
in the first quarter. They both kicked 3 goals after half. Or since
you
the
know what
first
that
quarter.
means?
Pretty even.
That means bugger all. It means when you get out to win the game, you win the game. And whatever happens later, from quarter time, Werribee were never, ever, ever going to win the game of football because Bannockburn showed what they're like in that first quarter. They are the real deal. Werribee will go back to the pack with North Geelong and Thompson and East and all those blokes. They'll fight for 4th and 5th position. But this mob are the real deal. Inverleigh are the real deal. I can't wait for that to happen because I think at the moment, and I know a lot of things can change with injuries, but at the moment, I'm tipping a Bannockburn Inverleigh grand final. There you go. Best players, I got no idea. It got dark. I couldn't see.
There was a lot of even contributions. I really liked the whole Bannockburn defence. Ladgrove, Spiller, Parsons were all really, really good. Quite impressive, I suppose. A couple of goals to Broman and pretty effective when he went onto the ball after the half-time or mid-third quarter. He went in there. Josh Cole battled well, although I was really impressed with the ruckman for Werribee. I thought he was their best player, but there was no absolute standout contributor across the game, so finding 3 good ones is pretty difficult.
We'll just find one good one.
One's all you need.
A 3-voter. Give me a 3-voter. And then we'll go to the 2 and 1 if we have to.
I'm going to give 3 votes to Hayden Spiller from the Bannockburn side. I thought his game in defence was really, really good. 2 to the ruckman Daly from Werribee, and I'll give 1 vote to Jack Broman for his couple of goals and a pretty good job in the midfield.
You have got to be kidding.
No.
All right, well, I'll give 3 to Spiller because I thought he was best on the ground. I really did.
Well, that's good. That means I don't have to give a vote. But
well,
I thought Braden Vickers was very good in the first
half. He was dangerous.
Yeah, and I think that's where a game can be won and lost. And I thought he set him up nicely, so I would have given him 1. I reckon Dean Perkins played all right for his first game back in the World Time.
Very good.
Yeah, and I've got no problem with Vickers with Hayden Spiller. For that third.
So Hayden Spiller, he's going for the Wagyu steak at the Yards Hotel. What a great hotel that is too.
It is indeed. No,
next week.
I'd like to be a ruck coach at Werribee. I reckon there'd be someone be licking their lips at that raw-boned young fella. You'll turn him into a half-decent player pretty quick, I reckon.
The idea is to teach him how to kick. If they're not going to run past him for the handball, you've got to teach him how to kick because then he can be absolutely dangerous.
Took a couple
You
of
staying
good
for
marks.
this game, Garib?
Hey?
You staying for this game?
I'm playing.
Okay, we might wrap it up here. The Yards player of the day is Hayden Spiller from the Bannockburn Football Club. It was a really good, entertaining, flowing first quarter. Bannockburn dominated. From then on, it was just a hard slog
Hang
for
on.
both sides.
Before, don't sign off yet.
Not signing off yet.
No, we got to pick a game for next week, mate.
All right. It's a couple of good results today. Those important 8-point games that Thompson and East Geelong managed to win. So there's a bit of pressure back on North Geelong and Geelong West. We don't know how Winch are going yet, but we do know that they have to win the game tonight, because if they don't, they can't possibly play finals, I don't reckon.
That would be a fair
0-4.
call, Rob. So where are you going to go next week? You've got Inverleigh, Geelong West, or you've got Werribee and North Geelong?
Well, I'm not sure if we can go to Inverleigh with the
Well, that's
setup
what we
they've
just
got at
said.
the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can make a call and we'll make the change. If that's your preference at this stage, we'll try and make it happen by shuffling things around. I've got a few contacts in Inverleigh, seeing that I live there. I'll go up and make a bus parking bay this week on the centre wing.
How'd West go today? Got
They
beat.
lost to East.
It's not about the bus parking day, mate. It's about the reception of the radio.
Oh, okay. The technician has suggested it could be difficult.
Technician.
Well,
I would say moron
maybe
when you're talking Noel
maybe
Fanning.
we might have to do what a lot of people do and sit on the fence until we can find out whether we can actually go and make a decision from
We'll
there.
make a decision through the day tomorrow.
Well,
after a
if
couple of
not,
calls.
you know what's going to happen, don't you?
Back here.
We're back here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we've got to find someone to drive the truck in, because that imbecile couldn't drive a greasy stick up. Well, I'm not
There
going to
you
say
go.
that.
Righto, Robert Eagles, I believe you are now back in the studio.
Sir Robert.
Hopefully you can hear us, because we need to sign off today. Bannockburn have won this game 66-34 from memory. The score's gone. They got a 5-goal break or 6-goal break in the first quarter, and they just held that through the entire afternoon. There was a bit of spats, a few spot fires across the ground. We believe that Zach Anthony from the Werribee side may have been reported for front-on high contact to Jack Henderson, who went off the ground and did not return.
And we hope he's okay, mate. But
Hope
again,
he's
he's
okay.
one of the three that actually went to hospital and ambulance today. So let's hope he is
Yeah.
better than first
It was a
reports.
bad day for that.
And,
Aaron.
we are still broadcasting now, because the game had a delayed start. We had a broken leg late in the game. Young chap named Skinner for Werribee, and it took 1 hour and 45 minutes for the ambulance to remove the injured player from the ground. So we
He
had a
wasn't
very late
comfortable when he
start.
left either. So
No,
the
he
poor bloke,
certainly
I feel
wasn't.
sorry for him as well.
He's in a great deal of pain. So we had a very long late start to the senior game, and it's only just finished now. So we'll return to the studios of 94.7 The Pulse, and we thank you for listening to GDFL Footy.